wrong picture up. But hello, welcome to Sci-Fivision for June 30th. Tonight is Fandom Access, and we have, first we're going to do Lestat, followed by, they're going to do House of the Dragon and Star City, since I don't watch those. But welcome, thank you. If you are here watching us, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to Sci-Fivision. There we go. I don't know, my StreamYard is even being weird. But yeah, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fivision, hype some of the interviews and things like that if you can. If you missed it, I did put up the last from interviews with Nathan, who plays Elgin, and Kaylin,
Hello.
who plays Marielle, as well as Pego. Hello, can you hear me? God, we're just having a hard time today. It's just not working. Pego plays Fatima. All those interviews are up under a video tab. Can you not hear me, Karen? Can you guys hear us?
No, I was having an internet.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It seemed okay to me. Here comes AJ. But anyway, you can check all those under our video tab in scifivision.com. Tomorrow, or just a quick reminder, Thursday we have a watch party at 9 Eastern and our live stream at 11 for the Widow's Bay finale. And then we will all be starting Silo on Monday. So yeah, that's kind of a quick of what's coming. AJ is finally here and got it working now. Hopefully.
AJ was working fine, and then you popped in, and all of a sudden everything on the screen went black.
I show up and it all goes to shit, huh? Who knows? I didn't do anything, I swear. Yeah. So I just, like I was telling Karen, I just got done watching this like a few minutes ago. So I'm not going to be like know a whole bunch of this, but
it's all right.
I enjoyed the episode. What did
if you just think? Watched it, then it should be well in your mind.
Yes, but I was trying to get images and did not get very many. So but I did like it. I was a little confused by some of it, I think, just because I don't know sort of the backstory of what's going on, because the stuff with Armand was confusing to me a bit. But it's still a fun show. It's always a fun show, and I like how he taunted the shit out of him, and I'm surprised he took it and didn't do anything. But
yeah, it's interesting the way they're telling the story, because they're jumping all over the place with information. So like you say, you'll find out later why him and Armand have this type of dynamic. You'll find out why Daniel's pissed off at Armand. I mean, there's been some changes though, so I'm not sure if it's going to be the same reasons. But I just want to say, I love the way the show started with the image upside down. I want an entire. Lestat is the show to do it. I want an entire upside down episode.
Did you watch it? If it's that's okay.
I mean, I love this show. This show is total crazy town, right? It's completely bonkers, and I just really so give them credit for reinventing the show so completely in the third season. And even when stuff doesn't really necessarily work perfectly or well at all, it's still great because they're just so committed to what they're doing here, right? So and it's visually amazing, and some of the choices they're making, like when they that scene where Lestat is talking to the record executive, but you can't even hear what they're saying because the background noise in the room is completely taking everything over, was crazy and amazing, right? Stuff like that. I just really, even if I don't always know what's going on, I really appreciate it, right? and crazy shit, like a bus with a blood shower in the middle of it. It's so utterly ridiculous and not possible in any way, but I love it.
Yeah, I forgot I was in a regular shower. I was busy looking at him, and I'm like, oh wait, didn't expect that.
I was kind of confused at first because I thought it was just an aesthetic they were using or something, and he was tricking him, and then he turned on the water to wash the blood off, and I was like, what is the point of taking a blood shower?
Right.
It's not doing anything for him. He's not he's drinking it.
Yeah.
So it's I was I was like, what was the point of that? But whatever.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about
And you
that
know,
either.
I thought about the two of you in that scene. I got a little happy for you guys for a minute there, but they didn't do it. I was like, ooh, they're gonna get to see Sam Reed's butt, and then they didn't.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the point of the blood shower either.
No, but it was just so amazing that you have to, as ridiculous as it is, you kind of have to love it, right?
Yeah.
And I love how the story starts when he says that he's like, I'm just gonna say it. Phil X is better than Richie Sambora.
See, I didn't know any of the music references. I figured you guys did. I'm so not.
Richie Sambora was the original guitarist for Bon Jovi. There was a huge falling out. He left, and Phil X has been the guitarist ever since.
Okay.
So yeah, he was basically saying Bon Jovi's better with Phil X than Richie Sambora.
I see. So the first thing I I'm hoping like the main scenes here, but the first thing is with this cop that comes in, which was so hilarious because they're all like hiding their coke and they have so much of it. I'm thinking, how the hell are they going to get rid of it all anyway? And the one guy's like trying to eat it, the other one's flushing.
It's actually funny because I'm thinking, why are they bothering? Because Lestat is just going to glamour the guy, and sure enough, that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. I don't know. This scene, like you said, Karen, it was just like so ridiculous. Like when he's like they're using it like powder and like putting the coke all over him, and it's just kind of like a joke, and it's so ridiculous, but it is like crazy, and it kind of works in a weird way. I can't even really because I was just like, what the hell is going on? Because obviously that. I mean, I guess he's glamoring and maybe it could work, but you know, I love it. He's like, he stayed home from work for a week. He told him to take some time off. So, yeah. But
yeah, I mean, and I think a big part of this, they allude to it again in this episode, is the way Lestat is just openly like flaunting his vampire powers. Like all around, right? Like in front of all these mortals on the bus. Like they're all aware that he's a vampire and he messes with this cop, but doesn't kill him. He's really like, he's not even like playing the joke anymore. Like the joke that he was pretending to be a vampire, right? Now he's just like open. Everybody on this bus knows he's a full vampire. Some of them are also vampires, right?
Yeah. They're not scared of him anymore, except for the guy that left, who we do see later in this episode, but the rest of them seem to be fine with it. I don't know. It was a crazy, wacky scene, but it was funny. And then we have a lot with, and I know that I'm going to be way out of order with a lot of this, so you guys jump in whenever you want. There's a lot with Louis and not Claudia. I forget what her name. If they were
Regina.
There's a lot with Louis and Regina. And kind of his unhealthy obsession with going there. And she knows that he's, following her, watching her, stalking her, and does ask him why. And he eventually is like, and I know this is later in the episode, but he's basically like, read the book. Do you know what this book is? Read it. And I was a little surprised that she just believed it so quickly. So I don't know about that part, but he tells her right away really what she is to him, which in a way I think would have worked better like for Louis, maybe if he had told her that, but not like added the vampire part into it. Like he could have just said, oh, you look like my daughter that died and it helps me to see you. You know what I mean? But instead he tells her everything because he has her read the book. And basically is going to pay her, and I don't even know that that was his intention to do it that way. Like he was going to give her money because he wanted to help her and get her an apartment and not leave her the way that she was, because she was having like a hard time with money and all that. But now instead he knows that she like has an OnlyFans and all that, and she's basically like, well, I'll pretend to be your daughter if you give me $500,000. So that kind of went a different way than I was anticipating. And I'm not sure how to feel about it because it's so disturbing. Like I feel so bad, I want to say, for him, but at the same time, like he knows that this is not healthy, and he's agreeing to it, and I know it's just going to make things worse. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all this. It's just creepy, like to the nth degree.
I can tell you how I feel. At first, I was just annoyed by it. I was like, "This is dumb," and not just because it's not in the book. You know, that has nothing to do with it. It's just I feel like the storyline. It feels like they're shoehorning Louis in, trying to find something for him to do, just to keep Jacob Anderson in the cast. And I'm like, this is dumb. And then she tells him off, and I'm like, okay, hopefully that's over with now. And then he's stalking her again, and she, motions him in, tells him she wants $500,000, and she's like, "So what next, Daddy Louie?" And I was like, okay, now I hate this. There was too much creepy factor in this episode. And this here, I feel like it's a waste of time.
I don't quite feel like that. And I would push back a little bit on that they're doing this just to keep Jacob Anderson in the cast. I mean, yes, he's great, but there's no like, let's just pay money just to keep him in the cast, even if we write a stupid story. I mean, they think like Lestat and Louis are great characters, right? And like, you don't want to get rid of this great character. I think maybe I don't want to put words in your mouth, but more like to keep this character going, right? It's not like it's a handout to Jacob Anderson to give him a paycheck.
No, but they should have a better.
No, I don't mean it like that.
I think is the issue.
I think. I mean, the problem with this is like, I'm not going to say, but if there's more of Louis' story in subsequent books, how does this made up part play with that, right? Because this is completely made up. I agree with you that it's super creepy that he, I mean, Claudia she's not his sister. He refers to her consistently, I think, as his sister/daughter, like sister daughter. Like in the book, it's sister daughter. Right. She's kind of both, right? I guess like a baby sister who you raised, I guess, is kind of what it is, right? Yeah. It is a little weird that he, but I think it's like, what is she dead like 70 years now? And he's like still completely so grief stricken and racked with guilt over what has happened to her. Right. These are very emotionally unhealthy people in this show. Yes. And he's so messed up about it still. And like, he also is basically alone. He has no friends, right? He like doesn't have Lestat anymore. He doesn't have Armand anymore. He has this boyfriend, Lemuel, I think is his name, right?
That we barely see.
But Louis is essentially alone. And instead of like trying to be a normal person, he's like trying to like recreate this person that he feels so bad about, right? It's kind of sad. Jamie, I kind of agree that like Regina kind of believed him so quickly, but I guess we don't want to see a lot of scenes of him like trying to convince her and her like. Well,
to be fair, I mean, Lestat is touring the country. Vampirism is out there.
Vampirism is out there, yeah. And she's kind of a grifter, it turns out, right? Like she's got a lot of like arrests for stealing and scamming, and she has an OnlyFans. So for her to be willing to play a part for money, maybe is that not unusual for the character, but it is creepy. When she suddenly spoke with the accent and was like, "What's next, Louis, Daddy Louis?" Yes, that was creepy.
That's where I was like, all right, this has got to stop.
Yeah, because it makes it, I mean, I think she thought it at least I took it that she did think at first, at least, that like he was like wanting something sexual out of it, and obviously he doesn't, but it just, I don't know, it just had a creep factor everywhere. And I said, I love Jacob Anderson. I just wish I feel like if they're making all this really good story for Lestat, they could give him something better to do than this.
Okay, but they're not exactly what I'm saying. For Lestat, they bought the story of Lestat.
Okay, right. But they're doing a good job adapting the story. I still think they could write something a little better for him. That's not.
That's exactly my point.
Because it does feel like, even to me, who doesn't know this story, it feels like it's just pushed in there and doesn't fit. And I want to like this part, but it's hard to.
And that's exactly my point. Like, book readers know Louis is only around in the Vampire Lestat in flashbacks. He's not physically around, like in present time. We don't know where he is, what he's been doing, or whatever. He's only in the flashbacks. I understand why the creative team wants to keep an actor of Jacob Anderson's caliber on screen. So it's a little bit of fan service, because if you're
Yeah.
sticking to adapting the books, then he's only around briefly. But if you want to keep him around, fine. But write a better story for the guy. Like
No.
I feel like they're, and like Karen said, without saying too much of what we know about, what Louis contributes in later books when he's actually, involved. How are they planning on getting there with this, current story that they're doing with him? It's like somebody in the writer's room is like, how many creepy things can we do on this show? Because there's another one that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
That I was okay, and now I'm like, where are they going with this?
Yeah. I do. So just two more quick things about this. Lestat's voiceover in the beginning says Louis was now more feared than hunted. So he was able to just go around and do whatever he want. I'm paraphrasing, right? He does say feared more than hunted.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning of this season, all the vampires were out to get Louis because he told their secrets to the world in this book. Now he goes and he takes out the Fang Gang single-handedly, and now he's feared as one of the most powerful vampires out there. So he can sit around in a diner in New York
and do nothing, right?
Without fear of being assaulted by their vampires. And the other thing Jamie, in terms of you pointed out that he could have just said hey, I'm a rich guy and my sister died, I'll pay you money. And did he have to reveal he was a vampire? I think he did, because he can't only be around at night and do all these weird things and live a vampire life and keep it from her, right? If you're gonna invite someone to come live with you,
he intended to get to her. I mean, if he was going to just see her in the diner, he could have. But I guess he intended to want to spend more time with her, which is the creepy factor to begin with.
He wants
That's part of the problem to me.
Become his companion, I think.
Yeah, which is really, really, and I, like I said, I know that it's not sexual, but it's so bizarre and creepy. I feel like I mean, it's not, but I don't know. It's just weird. It's squicky. I don't know.
I hear you.
Yeah.
How many horror movies have been made about somebody whose wife or their sister or their child died, and so they created a robot or a dummy or a whatever to impersonate them, and it always goes wrong, right?
Yes, but this is a real.
Is gonna go terribly. I can see Regina getting taken out by another vampire, just with them, just to get to Louis.
Yeah.
And
then he will essentially have gotten Claudia killed twice.
Yeah, maybe that's where they're going with it.
Yeah,
maybe.
So moving on.
Yeah, I don't know. So the other, let's see.
Oh, I love Lestat in that turtleneck, that printed turtleneck that he has on in that shot.
Yeah, it looks good. But you know what I just noticed? I just noticed the
jackalope.
Jackalope,
yeah. The stuffed jackalope. I didn't notice that till now. I thought it was just a rabbit, but it's a jackalope. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Realize it's huge.
On the bus that's the size of an ocean liner.
Yeah. So part of the other thing is the fact that Lestat is still hallucinating. I mean, that's a big, clearly he sees his, dead boyfriend there.
Well, yeah, Lestat's haunted by a lot.
Yeah. And there's a lot with him and Daniel arguing, because Daniel's pissed at what he did with him to him last time, pretending that he was, filming, and he was all talking in his head and faking out a lot of things. So he's pissed. But even then, Daniel's like, yeah, but I didn't go wreck a $50,000 car right after. So he knows that Lestat is not, with it, I guess, in the best of health. I don't know how best of mental health. And the other part of that is that he's also trying to find out about Sophia, because he wanted to hit on her and she disappeared, and he still doesn't know who it is. So he doesn't know the truth.
I actually thought he might have started figuring it out during the interview. I can't wait till he does figure it out, because that's funny.
I thought so too, but after watching this episode, I don't think he had.
No, I don't think he has any idea. I thought for a split second during the interview, he was like, and then just kind of kept it to himself. But now I don't think he has any idea. I love the back and forth between him and Daniel, especially when they're angry with each other, like the scene later.
Yeah, for sure. So the band is doing better now. They're trending. It's getting more popular. Eventually that other band member does come back, but I think that's towards the end of the episode. What's his name?
His name is Adam.
Adam. Okay. But that's towards the end of the episode. First,
The only band member with a normal name.
Yeah. But before that, we have, oh no, that is in this part. I'm sorry. That is in the middle of the episode, I guess, that he came back. Adam comes back. I was a little confused by this because is he like in a cult of Armand? I didn't quite get this thing about he's saying Armand's a god, and I didn't know if he knew he was a vampire or not at first, but it sounds like, yeah. So, okay. So he met Armand at the AA meeting. Right. And so I guess my point is, if Armand has not told him he's a vampire, why does he think he's like this god? He said he took away his pain or something. I think
Armand
I could not get captions on. I was like, their accents, and I couldn't get captions, and I missed big chunks of it. So I think he was saying he took away what was bothering him or something.
Armand is his AA sponsor.
Yeah,
I believe. Right. When he says he took away my pain and thinks of him as a god, like, I think it's not clear if he's speaking in hyperbole, like he took away my, like, did he touch you in the head and say pain out, or did he like counsel you so that you're able to give up your pain, right?
I assume he took some of his bad memories, but that's why I said I wasn't sure if I was interpreting it right.
Again, that's part of what this show is this season is. You're never going to be completely sure on things. Things are going to be very vague because it's all coming from Lestat.
Yeah.
I think in that conversation, the people that Adam is talking to assume that he's speaking, when he says, oh, he took my pain away, it's the way you would speak about a therapist or a counselor
right.
or something.
Exactly. Let's just say Armand has a way with words. How about that? For now.
All right. I mean, that remains unclear in these scenes, whether he
right.
did a mind trick on him or whether he thinks of him as a counselor or whether he knows it. It's not really clear. I think, Jamie, that language.
But it seems like he's enthralled with him in a way that's weird if he doesn't know and doesn't explain it.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think Adam's going to be part of the band for very long because I feel like Lestat is not actually happy that he's back.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so.
I think he's going to end up a donor at some point, and everybody's like, what happened to Adam? Oh, he left the band again.
Well, I think Lestat, a lot of this episode is about Lestat being left behind and his, like, pain that his fear of abandonment that he's carried for 250 years from being abandoned by everyone from his original maker creates him and abandons him. He feels Louis abandoned him. He felt Armand abandoned him, right? His mother, everybody abandons him. And I think, like, for Adam to leave and then come back, I don't think, like, Lestat forgives as easily as he seems to in this scene, right?
Yeah, no, we can't kill him in front of everybody.
Then we have this other stuff with Daniel, and so at the beginning, it's just about Armand trying to. Now, I don't know if all these apologies are legit. I at first I thought he was just like it's some kind of plot, and it's not legit. But the more I watched the episode, he seems like he really is like, sad, like Lestat said that about him being sad. Like he seems like maybe he really is trying to make amends, but I don't know. That doesn't to me line up with what I thought I knew about Armand. So again, I wasn't sure what was going on. But at least on the surface, he's using the steps of redeeming yourself, and he's going through the apologies to everybody. I'm not describing it right, but what they do.
We know what you mean.
Yeah. I love when Daniel says to him, he's like, are you really doing the steps?
For real? Yeah. Okay.
Daniel's been to rehab. Daniel's been to rehab 5 times. He knows that.
Daniel knows.
Yeah. And Daniel really lets him have it and is like, saying what he should be apologizing for, all the things he's done to him, turning him and, lying to him and all that. Daniel clearly
I love
not
everything he calls him dad.
Yeah, yes, he does
He's like,
call him dad.
Dad.
Yeah, he has not forgiven him at all.
I love the way they're doing this, that you don't really know what happened between them. Like, you know that Armand turned Daniel and abandoned him, which is like a terrible thing to do. We've seen it happen to Lestat.
And remember, Daniel is the only person that Armand has ever turned. He's his first and only fledgling.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's never turned anyone. He doesn't believe in like turning a lot of people. Which he later we'll talk about.
Yeah, we should learn about that a little later this season.
Yeah, but he mentions it. He says it openly later in this episode. He says too many people are being turned, right? He doesn't believe in turning people.
But what I'm saying is, we should learn why he has that belief later.
Well, he's believed that for 300 years. He's always believed that.
That's what I'm saying, though.
He lived by the old ways that he was taught when he was created. And so but we don't really know. We know that like when you turn a fledgling, you really need to stay with them and help them and train them and raise them up, right? And we've seen what happens when people like turn someone and then don't abandon them or don't train them. But other than that, we don't really know what went down between Daniel and Armand, or why Armand even like turned Daniel in the first place. Like and Armand is such a weasel that you can't really believe anything he says, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing too. And I don't know if this was in this part or in the later part, but when he kind of rags on him from saying like, oh, that his being in love with Louis was like bullshit, right? And then he says that he stayed for love, but he meant that it wasn't love for Louis. Now, not knowing the story, I don't know if he's saying that he was really in love with Lestat, which I didn't think he was, or if he was in love with Daniel and I totally missed something. So I am a little lost and not sure what's going on. I need to go back, I think, and watch the last season, to be honest, because I don't even remember half of the last season and the stuff that happened with Armand, and I think that that's making my confusion even worse. So,
well, Louis and Armand had been together for about 70 years when Daniel interviewed them. Do you remember in season 2, Armand was pretending to be like Louis' assistant, and it only comes out partway through the season that they're actually together, and they've been together for a long time.
Yeah, that part I got. But he was saying he wasn't really in love with Louis. So
no, I mean, from what I see on the screen and not what I know from the book, it appears that Armand has maybe been in love with Lestat for 250 years, and being with Louis was like
either a way of Lestat, I guess,
of having Lestat sloppy seconds, like being it was a way of being close to Lestat, or it was a way of getting Lestat's attention or pissing him off or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird conversation.
I mean, those are things that from what I see on the show that are, but you don't really know, right? Armand is just such a first class weasel.
Yeah, I do feel like one of those people though, where like you're not hearing all the conversations. Like I feel like I've been left out of things, and I guess you're sort of supposed to feel like that. Then maybe some of the things I'm not 100% on, you're not supposed to be. I don't know,
right?
But it was very vague. But yes, that was what I originally thought that he meant, that like he had been in love with Lestat this whole time, not just like in lust with him. Lestat adjacent.
Yeah, that's perfect, Kelly.
Louis was Lestat adjacent. Yeah,
that's funny. So yeah, so there was a lot with Daniel and him kind of fighting, and like I said, Daniel has not forgiven him for all the things that he's done, and they later, which we'll get to, talk about their connection, which I'm guessing is stuff also that will be explained a little more later. But he does, say to Daniel, I can't put thoughts in your head. I can't read your mind, whatever. I mean, I knew that. You guys had said that.
The show is kind of like the reverse of From, where in From we get questions then answers. In Lestat we get answers then questions. Everything's ass backwards in Lestat.
It still makes no sense, but yes.
I mean, I don't think that either. Like Louis can certainly never forgive Armand for what happened in the theater when he did that result, the trial and Claudia's death. And I don't think that Lestat could really forgive him for that either, right? Like what he did, what Armand did, he can never come back from. Don't you think?
Yeah, but Lestat let it happen though. That's what I'm trying to remember. Like I was thinking I don't know that he was in on it, but he definitely let it happen and didn't stop it.
Yeah, I mean, Lestat was judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, he was very angry at Louis then, right? For being with these people, for leaving him, right?
So he killed Claudia kind of as punishment, or let Claudia die as punishment.
I think, and I think he regrets it, and Lestat is great at blaming other people for his own shortcomings, right?
Yeah, sure.
Lestat will always blame Armand for that and not accept his culpability for anything ever. He's such a big baby.
Lestat is your typical brat prince.
He's a baby man.
Yes. That being said, I don't know. This episode though made me feel
creepy factor 2.
Yeah,
you're right. But it made me feel. But he's also
right. He was also the one who saved Louis. Lestat's also the one who saved Louis, right?
Yeah.
But
he put Louis in the position in the first place.
Yeah.
He stopped and killed him. I don't know. This episode more made me feel bad for Lestat because it's just more showing how fucked up his mother was to him and how a lot of what his abandonment issues and that came from her, but that she didn't just leave him. She did things to make him upset, trying to make him jealous and that. And she twisted everything around. And
I mean, yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, she purposely would have sex in the next room to make him upset that she wasn't with him. But then he also had clearly a weird attachment too. So I don't know.
You're not wrong, but you're not right either. When you talk about the scene later,
yeah,
he wasn't in the next room. He was across the courtyard.
Yeah, but it's
but with vampire hearing that he has, it's kind of like in the next room.
But he did that clearly to upset him, for the sole purpose of upsetting him.
I mean, yeah. I guess, but a woman can just never have sex in her whole life because her baby man's son is jealous, right?
But she's
totally goading him.
Yeah, she's totally goading him.
AJ, I'm asking AJ because you're a book reader, and then Jamie also. What do you think about what Jennifer Elle, the actress, is doing with Gabrielle? I feel like she is so far beyond psycho that I don't know that this version of Gabrielle, or Gabriella as they're calling her in this, she is playing her way off the deep end.
Yes. See, at first I didn't mind how they started it, and I thought, and I was like, all right, fine, whatever. But this episode, I was just like, okay, where are they going with this Oedipus storyline? Because it's are they using it to show how broken Lestat is and how abandoned he feels by his mother? I mean, they can do other ways to show how forsaken he feels by his mother. We could, there's totally a way we can understand that Lestat feels, betrayed and abandoned by his mother. He saved her life, and then she left him.
Yeah.
There's other ways to show that this whole incestual thing is. I don't know why they're going that direction. I mean, I'm interested to see how it pays off, but I can't wait for her to have sex with Daniel, and that'll really send Lestat over the edge.
I mean, Jamie, I assume you're finding it off-putting also. It's supposed to be off-putting, right?
Yeah, but that's why I said it actually makes me feel bad for Lestat because, I mean, I think a lot of his issues stem from, their relationship and like you said, I think we said last week, like she kind of groomed him, and she's she's wanting the relationship too. It wasn't like it was just him that had this weird obsession. She's got more, so I feel like, and it's like she kind of broke him a little bit. And it makes me feel bad for him because he doesn't know what's right and what's wrong.
And yet in the flashback, I wouldn't have called her, she wasn't a particularly nurturing or attentive mother, right? Like
Right.
she like their bond was because they both were sort of artsy and into literature and theater and appreciated the fine. And his father and brothers were so coarse and low. But like when they are attacking him, she doesn't intervene to we don't really see her show tenderness to him until he like kills all the wolves, and then it's creepy, weirdo, sexualized.
But part of their bond is actually because they were both always the brunt of the father and the brothers. They were always on the receiving end, so they have that connection as well, which is why I think he kind of, at least she's not making fun of me.
Yeah.
But either way, he still clearly isn't over it. I mean, when he's like upset that she left for a few days, obviously he's really talking about when she left him the original time. But
I mean,
this is how many hundreds of years later, and
you're 250 years old. Get over it.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. He calls her and she's like, "Oh, I came for you." Yeah, you came, but you like are off having, not that she should be, with him, but I mean, she's like off having sex with other people and doing other things. And I think is, like I said, it feels like a lot of it is her still goading him. And I don't know. It's just so messed up on so many levels. It's hard to even.
It's interesting that her name, in the 50 years he's with Louis, her name is never mentioned. He never speaks of her. He doesn't call her. Of course, there are no telephones, but he's not like writing her letters, being like, "Come to New Orleans," as far as we know, right? It's like he needed her desperately. She abandons him. But when he got Louis, then he had Louis 100% to himself, and he was like, fine. And now he's alone again, and he desperately wants his mommy again, right?
I'll say it's interesting the direction they're going with it, because in the book, he hasn't seen his mother for probably at least 100 years.
She leaves pretty quickly after he hates her.
Yeah, he hasn't seen her for a while, and the first time he's seen her in a long time, he spots her in the crowd at one of his concerts.
Yeah. He's not of course, there's no messaging.
Yeah, right. So the fact that in the 80s, so the fact that they brought her to the forefront in this is interesting, and I'm curious to, and I get why they're doing it. It's a little easier, I think, with her on screen for the viewer to understand the pain and torment he's in than it is, because in the book everything is just his thoughts, so he can tell you how he felt and everything. And they got the voiceover, but you can't have an entire show of voiceover. So I guess I kind of get that. I just don't get the Oedipus thing.
Yeah. All right. So then the other part that we have is this whole scene with Armand coming to Lestat to give his apologies. And Lestat acts like he's listening to him. He's just kind of more like he doesn't give a shit one way or another. But then he tells him, "Oh, you're here because they want me to quit doing this, and I only have 5 shows left. So just come see the end of it and at least enjoy it with me, and then it'll be over and everything will be fine." And he has no intention of just stopping, but he's like saying this shit to him. And
you don't think so, Jamie?
No, I think he does. It's true. There's only 5 tour stops left.
He even said
he would want to keep going, though.
He makes a comment. I don't remember if it was this scene or a different one.
He did say he was bored. He gets
bored and needs to move on to something else.
Because I almost felt like, I don't know, I kind of felt like whether he wanted to do it or not, he wouldn't listen to him because he doesn't like that he's telling him what to do, was kind of the way I
took it. With Lestat, he's already got this plan. He's not stopped. Yeah, that's why he said if he was listening to him, what he was telling him, he would stop now.
Okay, that's fair.
Still gonna, I've got 5 shows left. Go screw yourself. I'm doing what I want. He's gonna finish
the tour.
Yeah.
I mean, I can totally believe that Lestat would be getting bored as he does. He says, "I'm getting bored as I do." And he does, right? He doesn't really have sustained interest. And I think the adulation of the crowd. I think the adulation of the crowd like is played out now. Like
Yeah.
he originally like he has said from the beginning he recognizes the music's not that good. This is a guy who's like played music and like for 200 years, right? And I think he knows what this band is. He knows that they're, that whole voiceover in the beginning about, oh, we got so many hits. We were almost as popular as Chipotle's new Adobo Ranch. He calls it Chipotle.
Oh, what was the other word he kept mispronouncing intentionally when he was arguing with Daniel?
I forget, but he says like all their hits eventually turned out to be bots paid for by the Telemasca.
Oh, on the social media, yeah.
And he like.
It was Worcester, Massachusetts, and he kept saying Worcester, and Daniel's like, no.
I think I think Lestat's very like he's bored of it because it's empty. Like it's all empty in the end. Like this love of the fans and whatever, and it's not like he's so self-loathing and he just it's not a true connection with all these fans, right? And they'll just be swiping on to the next thing in 6 months. So I believe him when he says he's getting bored and there's only 5 tour dates left. So come and see it. He's definitely not going to stop just because Armand's telling him to stop now. He's going to finish the tour, but I think then he's done. It's not, in the end, he changes his mind. It's not Armand that changes his mind.
All right, fair. But he's also teasing him.
Here you go, ladies.
For lack of a. That was good, yeah. Except, and then, like I said, and then all of a sudden the blood, and it's like I'd forgotten and didn't expect that part. It was a little. But yeah, it's clear that Armand still. That's why I said I assumed up until his conversation with Daniel that he was just in lust with him, but it sounds like maybe it was more than that. I don't know. But yeah, and there he is after his.
I think is he in love with him? I think.
I don't know. Like I said, that conversation, I wasn't sure if he meant in love with Lestat or if he was in love with Daniel. And there was like a whole part of the story that we haven't heard yet that like you guys know that I don't. I honestly was so confused because you guys said about how close they are with their fledglings. So
honestly,
I didn't know. With
what we have on what we've been given on the screen, there's nothing to really believe anything as of yet other than the words they have spoken.
What I was going to say was when I said, is he in love with him? I don't know. I think Lestat is everything Armand isn't, right? Armand is this squirrely, furtive creature who lived in the dark in a cave and didn't believe that vampires should be out there doing their thing. And Lestat is out there living his best life, living large. He's just like, I feel like he's everything like that maybe Armand wishes he could be, but he just can't because he's got this like self-loathing code that he lives by.
I'll say one thing though. The dynamic is very different compared to the book simply because in the book, Armand is 17.
When he's turned. Yeah.
Yeah. And this Armand is clearly not a teenager. So it kind of changes the whole adoration and the way you view the conversation.
For sure.
Because this exact conversation doesn't happen in the book, but similar ones do.
All right. There. Then we have this awesome concert here, which, oh my God, like, so then you find out the whole reason he invited Armand was so he could humiliate him. And he wrote this song about his boss.
But you know what I love about it is Lestat implemented his own lyrics into the song that the bass player wrote. Like he took the bass player's song that he was singing for him earlier and made it into the song about Armand.
Yeah. But it's very insulting. And I think the part that's worse is that he calls Armand out, right? He's like, this is the Armand vampire from the book. Like Armand's already pissed at him for outing himself as a vampire. And now he's like outing him. And you hear like these somebody in the audience or whatever was yelling that like they have, they weren't allowed to reveal themselves to any humans. And I almost wondered if like Armand was going to start like randomly killing people at the the concert when this happened, and he did, and he somehow
That's
didn't.
Armand's rule. That's one of Armand's like ancient
Right,
laws.
right.
Right.
So I wondered if the whole concert goers were going to get massacred or, glamored or something. But no, he just took it.
I love that Lestat set this up like the Théâtre de Vampire. He's wearing his hair like 17th century, like pigtails and the makeup that they wore on the stage in the performance. Like he's calling back absolutely to what Armand did to them.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I knew it was a callback, but all I kept thinking the whole time I'm looking at Lestat is like he forgot to finish getting ready for the show because he looks half-assed.
I actually, on first glance, I was like, "Why is he wearing pigtails?" And I said, "Oh, it's the like 18th century like vibe going on here."
Wow.
Which is when they met, right? Which is when they met, and even then Armand was. Well,
no, they met before that.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta remember. Lestat is one of the is the founder of
the theater. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was in love with Nikki then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At any rate, when he does this, I really thought that he was going to retaliate, and he didn't. But God, he does a lot of things, right? Like about his nails, about his he's all set. I don't know. He said a lot of things. It just was funny. And he didn't do anything. And this was also the part that made me wonder if there had been something between them, though, too, because like Daniel looked like stricken, like he couldn't believe Lestat did this, and I almost thought like he felt bad for Armand. And he hates Armand, so that kind of threw me a little bit too. And I, like I said, I don't know if it's just because, like, as viewers who haven't read it, we don't have like big chunks of the story that yet. I feel like it's probably the case, but I think that kind of made me wonder.
Daniel can hate Armand and still be horrified at the way Lestat skates right on the edge of like total disaster, and that calling out
can be true.
Like. They can be massacred by other vampires at any time. Like calling out Armand's presence puts everybody in danger, not just Armand, right?
Yeah, as much as angry as Danielle is with Armand, he knows what Lestat just did to him is tearing Armand apart, and he's like, dude, that's not cool.
No. Well, and Daniel doesn't live openly as a vampire. Daniel conceals his vampire identity from the others on the bus, and right, he's not out.
Well, no, everybody on the bus knows he's a vampire.
Okay, everybody on the bus, but he's not out.
Yeah, he's not publicly out. Yeah, and I don't know. He seemed like he was so felt so sorry for Armand, which was a little surprising to me. I said both things can be true. He can still hate him, but
no, I was going to say, do you think he maybe feels sorry for Lestat? Like he is helping to destroy, whatever Daniel is up to with this documentary, it is not for Lestat's well-being.
Oh, of course.
No.
For sure. So yeah, maybe he recognizes that he's causing this train wreck a little bit. But this was the part that I wanted you guys to explain, because I know this is like book lore I'm not getting. So they have some kind of weird connection. And obviously he's saying, I can't read your mind, that part Daniel just, I think, thought he lied about. But what is it, this thing that they're hearing? This is where I got kind of confused, because Lestat, there was the whole thing with Lestat hearing things too. And that's why I didn't quite understand what was going on and what he's saying that Armand also feels.
We can't tell you. You'll have to watch and find out.
All right. Is it connected to the same thing Lestat?
We can't tell you. All we can tell you is that several vampires might be hearing voices or not.
Okay, fair enough. But either way, he's like, I hear it too, was kind of what that conversation
we
was.
can't tell you really anything about that. It'll ruin, will ruin this season and next season.
All right, fair enough. Then there's this whole thing where he's saying that Lestat is going to cause the great conversion, which is that basically vampires are getting turned, at least like people are turning one person per day or whatever. And it's going to end up that more people are dying than are living. And that I'm assuming it means that vampires are going to take over the world. And he's like, and Lestat's going to be leading it, and it'll be disaster. So you need to stop it, because I guess he thinks he'll listen to Daniel.
Yeah,
so that was big.
And there are two possibilities there with the great conversion theory. One is that it was stated earlier in the episode, though humans will never allow it, and they'll just like massacre all the vampires. And the other thing is that there's a
They'll run
point
out
at
of food.
which there are too many vampires and not enough humans yet to sustain them. Right?
Yeah. Either way, he's I guess he thinks Lestat will be the leader of the one to lead them all.
Which is not, Lestat has no desire to be the leader of a vampire society, right? He's just
the leader of a band.
No, I mean, if other vampires are becoming emboldened, like Lestat doesn't really care. It's not his problem. And he seems to not really believe that it's possible anyway. He seems to feel the great conversion is bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't, I mean, he has no desire to lead, but he doesn't really care about how his actions affect anyone.
Oh, for sure. And this is where he's breaking down a little bit because he's like, you left me, and he's trying to get a hold of his mother, and he's like, you're not
baby, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know. See, I'm more, like I said, I more feel like a lot of what's going on really is his mother's fault, and like that she broke him, and I feel kind of bad for him because I think like the whole thing is messed up.
I have a question for Jamie. So I know you have a good relationship with your mother. Why do you hate on mothers in TV shows?
Are you saying she's a good mother that she's having sex with?
No, I'm not saying that.
In the 100 years since he hasn't seen her, he's done zero growing up or working.
Yes, this is also true.
Like, he has some responsibility.
He does. No, he does. You're totally right. I'm just saying that I think originally his whole what messed him up is from what she did, and he never got over it. But I'm just saying, like, if she caused it, she was the mother, like it's her job to not do that. And he's messed up, the rest of his lives because of it.
I'm not saying a person should just like get a grip on themselves and get over abuse, but he is a complete and also I'm sorry, but
you're right.
But I'm sorry if you keep calling and saying, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Did you call someone back? That was like,
no.
Jamie, where are you? Jamie, where are you? Jamie,
I've been texting back. Fuck off, asshole.
Exactly. Yeah. He's obviously still codependent even after these hundreds of years, which is a problem. So,
he could have
and then
a therapist anytime he chose.
Yeah, and then he's like at the concert. And this is when he gets shot. This guy comes out and shoots at him. He hits the girl too, the one that's like his.
I will say, I felt like when I saw Lestat puts his hand up, I was like, "Are you blocking the what do you think you're doing with your hand up? It's not like you have powers to just make the bullet go fucking."
Well, first I thought he was trying to kind of help them because they'd be killed, but I'm like, yeah, but Lestat doesn't care about anybody else. So
when his manager got shot, I felt bad. I was like, "Oh fuck, she's not a vampire. She's gonna die."
Yeah, and he's just kind of like, "Oh, interesting. I have a hole in my hand that'll heal." Like he's just.
Do you not think, AJ, that if someone was shooting at you, you might, by instinct, defensively put a hand up?
I guess it just looked weird.
Yeah.
Like he was, I don't know. You're kind of right. Like he was in, he kind of has the same look he does now. Like he was in shock. Like, how dare somebody shoot at me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and also he's a man who's completely unable to fathom that there would be a consequence of his actions. Like he's been warned many times that you can't go around as a vampire. Someone's going to come after you. Right. And someone did. It was a human, but
how did this happen?
He completely cannot get his mind around the idea of consequences for your actions, despite the horrendous consequences that have happened to him time and time again.
Yes.
So his mother does come back, and there's some flashbacks with it too. But we sort of already talked about that. And then the end part with them is when she agrees to be his daughter, Daddy Lou. That was creepy. That was like totally up on the creep scale. So, and it sounds like from the preview, like she's going to be his, like you said, his companion, but his daughter companion, I guess, which is even more bizarre. So yeah, I don't know that I'm down with that. But that's where that's going.
I mean, she really, I think all of last season, she really was much more of a little sister than a daughter.
Yeah,
she might have called him daddy at some points, but she really.
She only called him daddy when she wanted something.
That's true. That's true. But she also was like really young too. I mean, not obviously is a lot younger.
She was 15 when they changed her, but like 50 years go by during their relationship, and she's inside. She's a grown woman who falls in love, and has a relationship. And she's, I mean, I feel like she came to be more like a younger sister, mainly because she was trapped in the younger body and had to pretend that role, right? But she grew and matured inside.
Yeah, but I think too that was like nobody else treated her like that, so that kind of messed with her.
This is why vampires have a prohibition on turning young people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have a flashback of when his mother originally left him. That was
Totally
like right
predictable to everyone but Lestat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
They
then
sing
she
the sad
comes and I forget exactly what the conversation was, but they kind of argued. I'm trying to remember. Remind me.
I think my favorite part was when he's like, "You left in Albany. You just left, and where have you been?" And she goes, "Oh, grow up." Right?
Yeah.
He's like whining and crying that she hasn't been around or whatever, and she says, "Grow up." And she's not wrong. Like,
Not
he
at
needs
all.
to grow up. And again, I'm not saying grow out of like the trauma and the abuse, but he is a giant baby in so many ways.
He is, but I guess I kind of look at it though, like she's continuing to abuse him, right? I mean, like if she's sleeping with him, she's still, I mean, yes, he's a grown man, and at this point he's choosing to do that, but that doesn't change the fact it's fucked up and it's still.
It is fucked up. Although they did say that, you know, like it's messed up. It's totally messed up, but like when he turned her, they like the mother-son relationship kind of went away, and the creator and fledgling relationship is much more powerful.
Clearly the mother-son part did not go away.
And but that's where I'm saying, like, I still see of this as like a, you know, continual sexual. I mean, it is, but it isn't. But I kind of see it like continual sexual abuse that like she's perpetrating.
But Jamie, Karen's point is Lestat
like
himself
for your abuser.
Like AJ, what?
I was saying that what you were getting at is Lestat himself said that their relationship has changed. Like it's not mother-son anymore, really, because once he turned her, it becomes a different dynamic.
It becomes creator fledgling, and that's a far deeper and more powerful and more important relationship among vampires, right?
But clearly, that's just him talking out his ass because evidence.
Well, having not read the book and not like gotten enough of that, to me, it's just still like.
Well, the book doesn't have all this.
This isn't in the book.
No, but I mean, like the whole thing with like their relationship and what you're talking about, like
in the book, when he turns her, she very quickly is like, I don't have to be a 18th century woman with no options anymore. And she does cut off her hair. Like, you know how when she leaves him, when he, in this episode where he turns up the boat and looks in the hole and her hair is down there.
Yeah.
It's a big deal is made in the book that she's like, I'm going to wear a pair of trousers now instead of this stupid dress I've been trapped in, and like put on my, cut my hair and go, like, I think she goes to visit like South America, right? And live in the jungle.
To be fair, she did tell him before he changed her that she wanted to go off and fuck some men. So we should have known.
No, Jamie, she said she had a dream about fucking a lot of men. She didn't say I want to go off and fuck a lot of men. She had a dream.
She did. Do you not remember that conversation when she said that was her fantasy? Do you not remember that?
She had a dream where like she was like having sex with all these men one after the next. Remember that?
Well,
that she told her then son.
Yes, so that was
What I'm saying is, in the book, Jamie, she almost immediately leaves him and is not seen again for like 100 years.
Yeah.
None of this, like dropping it out of his life and his codependent whining and like having sex with her repeatedly is not in the book. She leaves. Okay. He feels abandoned. She comes back to his concert, and she's like not heard from. Like, he hadn't heard from her in 100 years when she showed up at his concert.
Yeah, and it's interesting because in the books she's a lot more unfeeling.
Yeah,
it's like after he turned her, she lost her ability to feel. She does feel, but not the way she used to, which is interesting because a lot of times they say when you're a vampire, all your senses are heightened, and not with Gabrielle.
Her coldness was heightened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she is a more vicious killer, right? I mean, she does like
when she kills,
but yeah. But this is all like both of these weird storylines in this episode are new. They're not in the book. This storyline and the Louis thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where they're both going with both stories.
Yeah. Well, as much as there's a lot of screwed up shit in this story that's, like I said, squicky, I do really like this show. I'm actually kind of surprised I do, but I do. So
I was curious after watching this episode. I'm like, this is episode 4 already. There's only 3 more episodes. I'm like, there's no way they clearly cannot finish
Yeah,
the book.
I saw something about the writer. It sounds like the writer said that there's 2 parts.
Yes. So we'll see what they're doing is because a lot of events of Queen of the Damned take place simultaneously with what's going on in Lestat. Next season is basically going to be a combination of the beginning of Queen of the Damned and the rest of Lestat.
Well, when is the Queen of the Damned series coming out? Because it's getting its own series, right?
Well, is it getting its own series, or would season 4 of Interview with the Vampire be called Queen of the Damned? You know how this is like.
No, it's going to be season 4 is going to be still called the Vampire Lestat, and they're going to kind of merge the stories because they do take place simultaneously.
Yeah, but
and then season 5, I guess, is going to be called Queen of the Damned.
But it's not.
That's not what I thought.
It's not a spin-off, Jamie. It's like another reinvention.
No, right. But I mean, there is going to be
a season.
There's going to probably be 2 seasons of Queen of the Damned too.
I don't know.
Well, I think it's like one. I think it's going to be 1.5, like what they're doing. Like think of Lestat as 1.5 seasons, and Queen of the Damned is 1.5 seasons.
Okay.
Because next season is going to be a mishmash of the 2 of them.
Do you know that, AJ? Or
yes, I read an article. Yes, I read an article.
I guess my point is there's going to be at least 1 season dedicated to Queen of the Damned.
According to what AJ read, yes.
According to what I read, yeah. I mean, they kind of have to because there's so many fucking flashbacks.
Is he still a big part of that though? Like, is he?
We can't tell you. We can't tell you what's going to happen.
I'm not telling you anything.
Well, if they kept Louis in this, I'm assuming that they're going to be in that too. Like, I hope it's not just a whole new cast.
Hard to say. Sam Reed is going to become a superstar out of this, and like I feel like this guy is going to have a career. I feel like this is career making for Sam Reed, this show, and I expect him to be in great demand when it's contract time. But like, does Lestat have a further role in these books going forward? Sure. They have bought, I think, the entirety of the Vampire Chronicles, right?
Yes.
AMC.
You want to know something funny that I saw? I don't know how this works after you die, but I did notice. I usually skip the credits, but I did catch when I watched this last episode. Anne Rice is still listed as an executive producer.
Well, I mean, when did she die?
Are you sure her daughter isn't named that, maybe, or something?
Her son is right.
Her son is Christopher. Okay. Her son is Christopher. I mean, he's an executive producer still.
AJ, when did she die?
Before this came out.
Yeah, but I'm saying this might have been in the works, and so she could be credited.
It was in the works. Yeah, she died before it aired, but she had already been working on. But that was season 1.
Yeah, they probably negotiated an EP credit for her.
Yeah, they had probably already.
I just thought it was. I mean, I don't care either way. I just thought it was interesting. I was like, wait, she's dead. It's been 6 years.
Yeah,
or whatever, 5 years.
All right. Well, we got 3 episodes left, so we're already over halfway through the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to take off because I do have to get up super, super early anyway. So
you're not going to come back at the end.
No, I if I'm awake, I might, but I don't think I will be. I'm probably going to go to bed.
Got anything to say? Then say it now.
Yeah. Just everybody, please make sure you check out the From interviews that went up. And like I said, Thursday at 9 Eastern in our Discord, we have the watch party, and 11 is the live stream for Widow's Bay finale that we didn't get to do yet. We are probably going to do some kind of season wrap up From Theory thing at some point. Not sure when. Still going to do our celebration thing that we have intended for the channel. So that stuff is forthcoming. And of course, on Mondays at 10:30, not 10. We're going to be starting Silo next week. We'll probably have the watch parties when the episode comes out as opposed to Mondays, since this show's a bit earlier, but we'll see, and all that will be in Discord. So yeah, stay tuned, and more interviews and things to come, and still hoping for some From stuff, but I guess we won't know unless they happen. But other than that, I will see you guys I'll see you guys after, because you're not here on Thursday, but otherwise the rest of you guys I'll see on Thursday. Thank you for coming.
Good night, Jamie.
Bye, Jamie.
Good night. Bye.
All right. So we have 2 shows to talk about. Do you want to cover Star City or House of the Dragon first?
Let's just blast through Star City and get it over with.
I knew you were going to say that. This is episode 6 of Star City. This season are there 10? This is almost over.
I don't know.
I was shocked
I'll tell you in a second. You
I think
keep talking while I'm looking.
I was kind of surprised to see we're already 6 episodes in because I keep. There's only 8.
8.
I keep feeling like we're so early into the story and it's like just developing and it's almost over.
Yeah, so we only have 2 more weeks of this.
So big things happen in this episode. In fact, I think I will, even though I just watched it. Well, I watched it a few days ago. How did you like it?
I don't think I like the show. I mean, I didn't have any problem with the episode itself. I mean, these characters are just dumb. I mean, well, I mean, I get it. You know, it's you know what it is. It's hard. It's like I gotta remember, this is the Soviet Union. They are very cruel to their own people. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Reskova, I feel like I understand why Reskova did what she did because she's on the hot seat, but it's a terrible decision because you don't get any answers. You know, you order the death of this spy and you're not getting any information from it. It's just satisfactory that we killed the spy, so I get to keep my job. Arena is doing stupid shit.
Yeah. I mean, it was heartbreaking that she did what she had to do. I don't know. She killed innocent people, right?
She killed Tanya, or not Tanya. She killed Yana, and Yana was innocent.
Well, yeah, she did.
Don't make mistakes.
I mean, I'm kind of liking the show a little bit better as I'm accepting what this show is. Like it's taken me a while to let go of my expectations that this show was going to be like, that it was going to be a little bit more like For All Mankind, and that we saw in somebody like Sergei, the main character who comes from Star City Arena and Sergei are the 2 characters that we meet from Star City during For All Mankind, right? And Sergei is so like he's so much like Margot and Aleda and everyone who has this enthusiasm to explore the stars and to advance science and space travel. And we really see none of that in this season of Star City. Like even Sergei, the chief designer.
Okay. Well, Sergei isn't the chief designer yet. He's the second in
command. No, the guy who is the chief designer has an enthusiasm for space exploration, right?
Yes. But Sergei, who I'm guessing is going to be the new chief designer since things did not end well for him, is going to be the new chief designer, and then maybe we'll see some of that enthusiasm.
This was really kind of an amazing episode in the sense that we're a little more than halfway through the first season, and several major characters were killed, right? Are killed off, right? Like Sasha, Valia are killed off. The chief designer surely is going to be killed, right? Are they really going to let him go to the gulag?
At the very least, he's in prison.
He probably. Will we ever see him again? We might see him in one more episode.
Yeah. Kelly said she figured they wouldn't make it back, but never thought they'd all be killed. Just figured it'd be some space accident or something like that.
I figured they'd never make it back from Venus because we.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be. I agree. I thought it was going to be a space accident. I wasn't expecting it to be because of Reskova. Again.
Yeah. I thought they were not going to. Yeah, because we don't know, because we've watched For All Mankind, we know that there never is an announcement that the Russians have made it to Venus, right? So we know they're not going to make it to Venus. But I didn't think. Yeah, I thought space accident maybe. This was pretty devastating. What happens in this episode?
Hey, dear.
The way that Raskova took her rage at this unauthorized launch, I felt was
over the top.
Well, I felt it was like it's coming from 2 places. One, that she's like so mad at herself for not seeing it, and 2 is like total fear that she's going to be the one who's going to be killed for it, right? Like she doesn't really show fear, but there's got to be a genuine total fear that she's right.
See, you know what the funny thing is about this whole thing that transpired? I feel like, and maybe this is my logic talking, but he's going to be in space for 9 months. So just wait 9 months.
Well, right? Yeah.
You know, wait 9 months. You go to your boss, you say, listen, we can't apprehend Valia right now, but I know where he is, and in 9 months I'll arrest him.
Yeah, where's he going to go? He's not going to go live on Venus, right? He has
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Where's he going?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why can't they just let the mission go on and arrest him when he comes back? Because he can't do any more, he's not going to do any more damage while he's up there because he's up there. He's not going to sabotage the ship that he's on.
And he didn't sabotage anything before. I mean, it was communication devices and reading data and shit. You know, there was nothing. Yeah. He wasn't trying to muck up the mission.
I mean, it was freezing.
It was an information heist.
Yeah.
And this, he wasn't even supposed to go, so it's not like he's doing it again. He's running from you guys.
Yeah. I mean, it was, they just leave him up there. I mean, to be, I don't know how it would go because you could see how disappointed both Sasha and the chief designer are when they both have to accept that Valia is the mole, right? And they feel so betrayed. And I guess, it reminded me a little bit of the way Aleda felt when she learned what Margot did on Fall Mankind, right?
Yeah.
A little bit different because she had been more of a mother figure almost, right? But Kelly agrees. Yes, why jeopardize the mission and it's not cheap to blow that all up. Yeah, right? And what if they do get to Venus? Russia could be we're the first people to get to Venus. That would be awesome, right?
Yeah.
Beat the Americans.
Again.
Yeah. So it was really sad to see
and it sucks. Lakshmi's only been in a couple episodes, but I liked her. I thought she was gonna be an interesting character.
Bye, Lakshmi. And there's no doubt, that, it definitely happened. There's no chance that they survived. We saw the full explosion. We saw the explosion. Yeah. We saw that it happened. It's not like we just saw a loss of communication down on Earth and they must be dead, right?
There was an explosion and there's nowhere to go.
They're all dead. Yeah. How about that whole part with Lakshmi's husband? I wish I had a picture of him.
That was messed up.
Apple only.
But you know what? At least he got to talk to her because he ain't going to get to anymore.
That poor guy. And they're put him under house arrest until the mission's over.
Yeah.
And now he blew up. Is that guy going to a prison?
No, he might actually make it out. He might get to go home to India.
Yeah, Kelly liked Lakshmi too. Also feels bad for Anastasia. Yeah, we talked last week about
now we know why Anastasia didn't go.
Well, now we know why Anastasia didn't go. And where's my picture of Anastasia? This is where she was where's Sasha? Poor Anastasia. We talked last week, that she and Sasha finally they had sex for probably the first time. Wait, I just tried to turn that off. They had sex for probably the first time, and they seemed to be maybe making a connection. And was there a chance for their marriage? And now Anastasia's life just gets worse and worse all the time, right?
Yeah. Now, she can go have fun with her beach friends, and nobody will give her a hard time now.
I guess. It was, So Ludmilla has blown them up. That whole scene was crazy, where she's ordering people to, she's ordering the chief designer. Here's where she's on the radio. She's I ordered you to blow it up, right? First, she tries to starve Valia of oxygen to that's the whole plan is to get him. At first, I thought they were just using Lakshmi to lock him up, and I was what are they just going to lock him in this part of the capsule for 9 months and make him stay in there?
Yeah, that the whole thing like doesn't make any sense to me. It's like just. And did you really think that he was? You're killing him. Do you really think he's going to give up? He's 9 months away. You know what I mean? Like you can't get to him. What can you? You can't do anything to him that's going to make him say anything or do anything.
Well, the chief designer had said, "Look, we need 2 pilots. It needs 2 pilots for a reason.
Yeah.
We need 2 pilots." And I was like, "Wait, are they going to lock him in that room for the rest that module for the rest of 9 months?"
That was the plan.
No, it wasn't the plan. I think Ludmila, Colonel Roscoe, planned all along to suffocate him in there as a way to get him to talk,
Which he was never going to do.
What's not really clear is how much she understands space travel. And I said the same about Irina last week. In For All Mankind, Irina has become an expert in space travel, and she understands. She's like trajectory this and like burn rate that and blah blah blah, and she gets it all. Here, she doesn't know anything, and it's not clear to me what Raskova knows about space travel. But I guess I think when she was maneuvering Valia into that capsule, it was maybe her intention to use it as a torture device.
Yeah, but it was destined to fail because you're not there. It's kind of hard to torture somebody when they're in a room.
She would have killed him. She would then have killed him. For her, it's fine to kill. If you don't answer, you get killed. It's killing you is the same thing.
Right. But if you wait 9 months, I guarantee the way they, with their interrogation tactics, you get answers. Now you get nothing.
But answer, like she feels the only answer that's missing is like who's his American contact. She knows he's the mole.
Right. That's an important. I mean, she has no idea what Irina's up to, so that's an important question for them to get answered.
Yeah, but she thinks she can figure it out other ways. Like to her, killing a person is like okay and kind of worth it. I think, right? So she orders Sergei to do it at first, right? She's like, okay, like blow up the whole thing, as Sasha and Lakshmi are trying to rescue Valia.
Yeah,
because
decompress the whole module.
Because even though he's the mole, they don't think he should be killed, right? And Sergei's like, what? I can't do that. No way. And amazingly, she doesn't kill him. She threatens the next guy.
You know what's funny? You want somebody to do something, so you threaten them with a gun. If you shoot them, they can't do it.
Well, but then she'll make the next guy. Like, I was surprised she didn't. I mean, I knew she wouldn't shoot Sergei because we see him.
Yeah, we know he's in.
But I kind of, if you hadn't watched the show, I was kind of surprised because why wouldn't she shoot him and go on to the next guy? Like, why didn't she shoot him?
Fair enough.
And go on to the next guy.
Yeah.
And she goes on to the next guy, and the next guy does it, right?
Yeah.
And it blows up, and then she has the chief designer arrested. Bye-bye, chief designer. We never learned your real name, and now we never will.
Yeah, we did. His first name's Sergei also.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder I didn't notice his name. We're getting hit by bots. So, all right. So meanwhile, Talia has taken off, right? Talia.
Friggin' Tanya. I don't understand this logic.
Tanya.
Because Irina has been nothing but helpful for her. Was she really that freaked out about seeing the picture of the premiere that she was like, I'm out of here and I'm going to contact the American to get me out?
I think she was already freaked out to learn that Irina's in the KGB and has been listening to her all along, knows everything about her.
Yeah, but she was helping her. Like she would be in a prison right now if it wasn't for Irina. If Irina had just done her job the right way, Tanya would be in jail as a co-conspirator.
I mean, maybe, but she wouldn't have been caught at all if Irina hadn't busted Valia in the first place.
But then she really wouldn't be doing her job.
Right, but don't say. But then Tanya should not. Why should she, she's not going to be grateful to Irina for spying on her husband and then busting him for being the mole, right? And I don't think that anybody living in Russia in the 1980s or now trusts anybody in the KGB.
Fair enough. But she did trust her until she trusted her enough to go to the, to the address until then she saw the picture, freaked out, and took off.
Well, I think she had no options, right? So,
she did though. Stay and wait for Irina to finish help you get out of the country.
Irina said to her, no, she had no option but to go to the house. Irina's like, go to this house, I'll meet you there. Tanya has no option, so she goes to the house. Then, like, her already shaky trust in Irina is broken when she sees the photo and realizes, no, I really can't. Like, I already wasn't sure I could trust this person. Now I see she's like the premier's daughter. There's no way I can trust this person.
But why wouldn't you trust somebody who helped you get away in the first place?
She didn't help her get away. She just said gave her an address and told her to meet her there, and then I'll help.
Yeah, but she got her a pass to get out of Star City.
All right. You're really saying that she should have total trust in Irina and believe her after what Irina has done to her?
Well, I got news for you. I don't think things end well for Tanya now.
Well,
Tanya's dead, because if Tanya gets caught now, she talks and says that Irina helped her. Tanya's dead.
Well, Tanya has gone to ask the Americans. So Tanya had an option. Valia, had told her about his contact, and she goes to the cafe and gives the signal that Valia was supposed to give. If he's, Valia, right before he left her, he gave her this information. So she puts the secret, she makes the lipstick marks in the cafe. She meets the handler and asks the handler to help her get out. And we don't really see what happens there, except we see that Tanya learns the true story of how Valia was co-opted.
Yeah. Which I'm glad happened, because I was annoyed that she wouldn't let him tell her.
You were annoyed that she would what?
I was annoyed when she wouldn't let Valia tell her when he was trying to explain why he did it.
Well, I mean, if your husband told you that he was a spy committing treason against your country, would you want to hear it?
I'd want to know why. That's just me.
Maybe you don't live in Russia in 1982 or whatever it is, but anyway.
It's 1970.
All right. 1970. Poor Tanya. She really, I feel like, she didn't really do anything that bad. She was part of a ring that was smuggling Western music into the country. It's not exactly like the biggest form of treason that's out there, right? She didn't really.
It is in Russia.
She didn't really do anything that was really that bad, and her life is ruined, right? Like, they use it to turn Valia. He commits a much worse piece of treason, and now she's going to be. There's a point where Roscoe says, like, well, she knew about it, so she's like, he's guilty, so she's guilty too. Like, there's a definite guilt by, which, in other countries, like this country, maybe you would think that, one spouse commits a crime, the other spouse is not assumed to be also 100% guilty, and you both go down with no trial and get killed. It's really very sad. Poor Tanya.
Tanya's toast, though. Tanya doesn't make it out of the season.
I don't think so either. In the meantime, Irina was tailing the U.S. contact, right? She gets on that bus.
I gotta say, I want to know where Irina learned her skills, because for somebody that's just, her job is to sit in a room and listen to audio of people having sex and their daily going-ons, she's pretty good at the spy craft.
Yeah, she was basically a transcriber in this, like, kind of big typing pool. And then, like, she just, like, made herself a field agent and has all these little, like, spy gear and is out there. Yeah, she's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And as far as we know, she's not trained.
I mean, she's trained to a degree, but we don't even know what that degree is. Like, we know she was trained with a firearm, because all KGB agents get trained with firearms.
Yeah.
But as far as the rest of her training, I have no idea what that would entail.
Yeah. So
but yeah, she tracks them down, and then Tanya smacks her in the head with a lamp.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tanya smacks her on the head with the lamp. She's like, "Get away from me! Get away from me!" And she takes off. And Irina seems to be really surprised that Tanya has reacted that way, right?
I am too, honestly, because I don't she has helped her get to the point she's at. Seeing the picture of the premiere is what freaked her out.
I mean, I don't know that. I think it was the straw that broke her back in terms of trusting this person.
I don't know. It was really hard for her to get a pass, to get her out. I mean, you don't go to those lengths if you intend the person harm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so anyway, the last, like, Tanya hits her in the head and then runs out of the room, and that's the last we see of her, right? Like, we don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know if they kill her. Like, who survives? Sergey and Irina and Belikova, right?
Yeah. Kelly wants to know how she slipped the tracker on her. I can't remember the exact moment, but there was a moment they were close enough. I think she might have bumped into her at one point.
Well, she gets on the bus. She puts it on the bus because she gets on the bus.
She got on the wrong bus.
And then almost immediately, no, I thought she got on and planted it and then was like, oh, I'm on the wrong bus. I got to get off because
the American was on the other bus. That's why how we found out about the tracker, because after she got off the bus, she turned the tracker on. Yeah, she got on the wrong bus. She got her with the tracker before that. I just don't remember.
Oh, okay. Then I really don't know how she got close.
I don't remember. I understood it when I watched it, but I don't remember now.
Yeah, because it's all like 1970 equipment, and it's like all like clunky and old and gigantic, right?
Yeah.
So there seems to be some thoughts online that maybe the crew up in space is not really dead. I don't think that's.
We see an explosion in the capsule. Look, I don't know how they're not dead.
I hear you, but I mean, we have seen explosions on spaceships, and people like somehow it's not totally disabled and they are alive. But this was a very large explosion, right?
Yeah. I mean, I never say never, but I don't understand.
Look, I didn't say I believe it. I said there's people on the internet saying it. That's all that I mean, again, I'm not saying I believe it. There are people who believe it. Anyhow, so that was the end of that. There's only 2 episodes to go. Like, what else can happen? Yes, they can catch Tanya and put her in the gulag in the cell next to the.
No, she doesn't make it to the gulag.
You think she'll be killed?
Yeah, she's got to. Otherwise, she rats out Irina.
Well, and I think the chief designer will be killed, but he can't really be like tried in any public way because they don't want anybody to know that this Venus mission even happened, right? And I don't really know what more could happen to Belikova this season because, like, I'm not really sure where her storyline goes now that she has essentially no career, no husband. Like, what is there for this character right now? She's very undeveloped for being the only character who is gonna maybe get out of the season alive, right?
It's because all she is the poster child.
I guess we also, we've not met her in For All Mankind, so I don't think that she plays.
No, our only knowledge of her on For All Mankind was seeing her on the news broadcast.
Yeah, so I don't know how long she's. Although, again, I keep going back to the part where. Isn't that her?
Yeah, that's her.
Right? That's her. Appearing to be the main character in Star City. So, when really it's Irina's show.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have no idea what could happen in these next 2 episodes. I feel like this could have been a season finale, right? Like, this episode had a real season. Like, if you kill off half the cast, that's usually your season finale.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, all right. House of the Dragon.
All right. The big show of the week. House of the Dragon. Episode 2. A lot happened. How did you like this episode?
It was good. I liked it. I mean, for me, they're starting. I mean, they already have. But I feel like this season they're kind of like, all right, this is season 3. We can do whatever we want now because it's veering in many different directions from the book.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
it's veering away from the book.
I mean, we're still getting to the points, but from different directions.
Yeah.
For one thing, the whole thing, Allison going to Dragonstone and making the deal and everything, like that doesn't happen in the book.
Okay.
But after Jace is killed at at the Battle of Gullet, Rhaenyra does go to King's Landing after they see Vhagar leave, and she sacks the city.
Oh, so Allison doesn't just like let her in the back door.
Like what they basically for this episode, and I really enjoyed it. It was very emotional, and I thought they did a great job with it. The show made it emotional, whereas the books made it just another
battle.
It wasn't. Well, no, there was no battle. It was Rhaenyra and Daemon showing up with their dragons and saying, "Everybody bow down."
That's pretty much it. So they don't sack the city, but they take the city.
Yeah,
because they have no army
there. Whereas this was much more emotional the way they did it.
And Allison like made it easy for them to get in the front door.
Yeah, in the book she doesn't, she doesn't try and stop them once they get there, but she didn't help them either. Like she ends up in a dungeon in the book.
Okay. I thought it was a good episode also. It was very emotional. It's very interesting that, if you watch Game of Thrones, which I think everybody who's watching this show watched Game of Thrones, like the whole point of Game of Thrones was like getting someone to sit on the Iron Throne. This show, it's episode 2 and Rhaenyra's on the Iron Throne, right? So, I guess people are not going to let her sit there for long, or this, like the Dance of the Dragons is obviously not over yet, because we know the Dance of the Dragons is like leads to the end of all dragons and ultimately the downfall of House Targaryen, right? Ultimately.
Well, no, I mean it leads to the end of the dragons. It doesn't lead to the downfall of House Targaryen.
Well, I said ultimately, like I guess I should eventually, like they're on a downward decline after this. Right? Like once you don't have dragons, you can't hold the throne as easily as you used to.
Fair enough.
I agree with you that it was very emotional, and not just with Rhaenyra and Jace in this incredible scene, but other scenes.
When she's yelling at him, "What did you do?"
I thought that was really heartbreaking.
Oh yeah. Which is also new.
Also, this show now is very dragonorific because we have dragons.
Oh my God, dragons everywhere.
We have dragons right and left all over the place in this show now, right? Close-ups of dragons, like dragons in the distance, dragons with people on their backs, dragons here and there. It's really, it was a main criticism of episode 1 of season 1, and this is why we wait 2 years between episodes, between seasons, because it takes so long to do this. And this is the shot that HBO released. This looks so much better on my TV, right? This is not crisp, probably because I had to resize it, but it looked so good on my TV. Seeing these dragons flying over King's Landing, it was amazing.
The opening scene was great, which is also something that's new because in the book, Jace's body has never recovered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of surprised me that they recovered his body, because we saw him shot with an arrow. And he sinks underwater, and I don't know how they were going to retrieve him. They don't have scuba divers. They have to wait for him to wash up.
It looked to me, especially the way they were filming it, because you see his body kind of bobbing there, and then you see a dragon fly overhead. So I'm guessing that Moonrider must have swooped down and grabbed him with her claws.
Yeah. So they get him, and Bela has to bring him home, right? And I thought this was great. I thought Bethany, I don't know if she says her last name, Antonia, Bethany Antonia, who plays Bela, was really great in this scene also, right? Where she's she's heartbroken and devastated over what she's just been through, the shock of the battle, the loss of Jace, and now she's got to bring him back to Rhaenyra, to his mother, who's already lost a son. Like, I think I said out loud to my TV, oh, she's already lost a son, right? Now she's going to lose another son. I thought it was a great opening.
Which, yeah, and the whole thing, like, this is, another thing that they've changed. Aegon and Viserys.
Aegon flies Vagar, right? Oh, Aegon.
No,
Aegon.
Aegon, Viserys, and Joffrey are on their way to Pentos, remember?
Yeah.
In the book, they were on one of the ships in the Gullet going to Pentos.
Oh, they were caught in the Gullet.
They were caught in the Battle of the Gullet, and Aegon actually survived, and Viserys died because his dragon hadn't hatched yet.
Oh,
Aegon
right.
got away on
Right.
his baby dragon.
Yeah.
So they actually took that whole thing, which is, it's interesting to me how they're gonna bring that storyline around since they are completely off screen now.
Yeah. Neo says, I've heard from two boy moms that that scene played out how they would have acted too. I guess, where she's like, what have you done? She's like, like, she's holding out, like, speaking to him. Is she holding out that he's alive? Is she, just like so angry at him that he wouldn't listen? And, I guess it's really putting in perspective, like, this stupid war for the throne. She's now lost 2 children.
Yeah.
Who's the next in line? Who becomes the crown prince or princess? Next child.
The next would be Aegon.
Her Aegon, who's en route to Pentos.
Yeah.
Is the next in line. Rhaenyra is really kind of broken by this. And, she takes to her bed. And I feel like, I don't know if she even would have been, if she might have given up her pursuit of the throne at this point, if Daemon hadn't come home in the nick of time, right?
Yeah.
Daemon comes home.
She was pretty much like, it's a wrap.
She says something like, those 2 sweet boys had to die so I can sit on a throne made of swords.
Yeah. She's
ready to give it up. She's lost too much. Plus, Alicent has lost a son also. 1.5 sons.
Yeah, but that half son was attacked by his brother, so.
Yeah, who's a psycho. But Daemon arrives and he sort of lights a little fire under her, and then when he tells her that Vagar was seen flying like towards Harrenhal, where he has just left Harrenhal, she rallies a little bit. We did see, like, just before that, the show actually, I think, opens a little bit with Daemon's victory at Harrenhal, right? His victory over the Lannisters.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
That. I don't have a good...
Daemon was dancing a jig.
Yeah, Daemon was, he was pretty, this is not that shot, but he was pretty excited until he gets the news. And he has, before he departs, he has a conversation with, where's my picture of Gail Rankin as Alice Rivers? He has a talk with Alice, and Alice is like, I helped you. I need a reward. I want Harrenhal. Now,
he's like, silly girl.
He is like, silly girl. And Rivers is a, is it a name of the Riverlands, or it's a bastard name, right? Rivers is a bastard name. Yeah, it's a bastard name. Refresh my memory. What exactly did she do to help him win Harrenhal? She gave him a bunch of visions about the prince that was promised, right? That was it? Yeah,
pretty much. And may or may not have had sex with him. We don't remember.
Yeah, she didn't really do anything, right? Except be like, I mean, he goes to Harrenhal. Remember, he spent all of last season like not doing anything.
Well, no, she also rallied some of the Riverlands to his aid.
Oh, she did. Yeah. So she is dreaming. Like, the crown they're not going to give away Harrenhal, and they're not going to give it to her. And he says, like, you have no title, you have no husband, you have no money, you have no nothing. You're not getting Harrenhal.
To be fair, she isn't wrong. Harrenhal is always dilapidated.
It is, right?
Nobody ever takes care of Harrenhal.
Nobody can afford to, right? Like everybody, Harrenhal is huge, right? And the people they put in charge of it have no money, and it's always a wreck. And it plays a huge part in Game of Thrones, and it's a total wreck that nobody wants to be in charge of, right?
Yeah.
In Game of Thrones. And how does it become a wreck? Well, this is not really how it became a wreck, but you're lucky you didn't get Harrenhal, Alice Rivers, because 5 minutes later, look who's flying around Harrenhal.
Yeah, just crashing into walls.
It's a pretty awesome shot. They did a pretty good job with this.
Fucking Aemon, man, he is like he's like, fight me, pick up your sword. He's like, I don't have a sword. He's like, look at me, I'm old and feeble.
Oh yeah, he kills what was that?
And then Aemon's basically like, I guess I'll just kill you anyway. Like, you're trying to do this honor thing about picking up your sword, and then you just stab an old man who is just sitting there. Then he just. And then when it's funny, when Aemon picked up the sword off the table, I thought he was going to hand it to him and be like, "Fight me." And no, he just used the sword to kill everybody.
Yeah, it's really kind of terrible. I mean, Aemon is
terrible.
Well, he's a psycho who seems to really be enjoying killing all these people, right?
Oh yeah.
Like he does enjoy killing all these people. And poor Sir Simon Strong is just trying to like keep his dilapidated castle running. And he's like, I'm not going to fight you. He's like, look, Damon's not here. I don't know where he is. I'm not going to fight you, whatever. And then like Aemon's like, whatever, stabs his son, right? Kills his defenseless son, kills a bunch of guys, goes around like whipping around his beautiful hair and being a general psychopath, killing people. And
until Alice appears.
Well, we set him aside for almost the entire rest of the episode where everything is going down at King's Landing. And then we cut back to him, right? And he runs into Alice Rivers. And so what do you think happened here? Like he appears to like not notice that he's been stabbed, or
he knew he'd been stabbed, but he wasn't. I don't think he was stabbed as badly as he thinks he has been.
Do you think Alice is putting the whammy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. She is totally whammying him. I think she's just putting it in his head that blood is flowing out his back and that he's in pain. And yeah, she's totally fucking with him.
So you think he just has a small wound, but she's making him think and he collapses and it's like, help me. Part of me was like, oh, did he really get stabbed? Isn't this rich that this jerk who like thinks he's killing everybody, like, is going to die and like didn't even really know it, but he obviously can't die because he is the main antagonist who's left, right? Like Allison's locked up, all of her kids are like, whatever. He's like, he's now like going to mount a one-man war against Rhaenyra, I guess, right? He can't die. The show would be over.
Yeah, I mean, but we see the little knife he was stabbed. I mean, he does get stabbed in the back between the blades of his armor.
Yeah.
You do see that happen, but it's nowhere near as bad as the amount of blood that all of a sudden comes gushing out of him.
You think Alice gave him a mind trick and is making him think?
Yeah.
And what do you think she's going to extract some kind of, like, maybe she's mad at Daemon for not giving her a reward and now she's going to flip sides and be like, oh, you're dying, let me help you, now you owe me? Like, or do you know from the book and you don't want to say?
I know what happens next.
Yeah, I mean, Alice could flip sides maybe and be like, oh, poor Aemon, you're bleeding to death, let me help you. And then be like, oh, what do you give me now? Like, because she seems not very
loyal.
Yeah, like she's not loyal to Daemon. She just wants to get ahead. And to be fair, right. she's a woman alone, and that's not
a bastard at that.
Yeah, and it's not a good position to be in Westeros, right? And she's wheeling and dealing for her own betterment, and that's okay. It's the exact same thing that Mysaria has done, right? The White Worm has done.
Yeah.
Daemon, like, took advantage of her, used her as a pawn, and she has gone now and made herself like a trusted advisor to Rhaenyra.
She literally got into the queen's bed.
Well, yeah, right.
I love that scene. I love that scene between them. Damon's like, when I left you, you were in chains.
Yeah, and she's like, the queen trusts me, and she doesn't trust you, which is, she doesn't trust Damon. She trusts him a little. I think Rhaenyra's starting to trust him more, but like she and Alice Rivers are kind of like similar characters, but they're, I mean, I don't know. Do I trust Miss Arya? I don't know. Like she seems a little more. She says a bunch of things to Damon in this episode, like, I only care about the queen. My only concern is for the queen. I only want to do what's best for the queen. And I'm like, really? Do you? I'm not really sure I should believe you. Although
I feel like everything we've seen with her, I believe that she will stand by the queen's side simply because the alternative is not good.
Yeah.
Like if she hadn't sided with them and left with Damon and everything, and she would have been in King's Landing still running her scams and everything, trying to stay out of the eyes of, the Targaryens, staying away from the Greens,
Yeah.
So I feel that she.
But she was kind of, when she was like living as the White Worm in King's Landing, she also was kind of a good person and kind of like took care of the people around her. And later, when she organizes that food drop for Rhaenyra to send all that food to King's Landing, it's a political move to make the starving people like Rhaenyra, but it also is a act of humanitarian.
Yeah, that's the thing. She realizes that with Rhaenyra in charge, people might not starve, as opposed to what the Greens are doing, which is what most royalty does in King's Landing. Is like, screw flea bottom.
Yeah. So this is the first time that I really noticed that I felt like she and Alice Rivers are like kind of the same two women.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that till you brought it up either.
Right. And one is wearing black and one is wearing white in this episode, or black and light color, right? Tony says, I didn't think the stab could be trickery, but I like that, AJ. I like it too. And Brent says she seems hurt that her offer isn't being taken seriously. I think that is referring to her offer of like, I helped you, now I get Harrenhal. And that Damon doesn't even consider for like 1 second. And he's like, let me just go see what else the queen can do for you.
Not only does he not take it seriously, he laughs at her.
He does. He laughs right in her face. You're right. And she can't be made like, if she was a man who had helped, then she could be like a man could be given a title and be given lands, right? But they just won't do it for.
I mean, they could make her legitimate too. They could totally give her father's name
if she knows who her father is.
Fair enough. That's an excellent point.
Yeah, like, your name is Rivers because your father didn't claim you. She might not know who her father is, but they're not going to make her Lady Alice Rivers. They're just not going to.
No.
And it means nothing. It means nothing without lands and a castle to go with it, because who's
Ramsay knew who his father was, so they made him Ramsay. Eventually made him Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah. So all that's going on. Meanwhile, back at the Battle of the Gullet, Sir Corlys has.
Well, the battle's over. This is the aftermath of the Gullet.
I get. Yeah, I know. But okay. Meanwhile, at the scene of the Battle of the Gullet, if you want to mince words, Sir Corlys was missing, and on the left here is Alan, right, and the right is Adam, and. Alan has been looking for. Alan really is the one who's looking for Sir Corlys and finds him.
No, Adam ends up finding him because he's flying over everything.
Oh yes, Adam is flying around and ends up finding him. And the whole family here is like kind of reunited. These are his two like illegitimate sons, and that's Bela, his daughter, his granddaughter. Bela's his granddaughter, right? His Corlys's daughter was married to Damon, and Bella is one of their daughters.
And she was the original writer of Vagar.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right. She was the original writer of Vagar, and then
Damon stole Aemon stole him.
Aemon claimed Vagar. Yeah. So they do have a nice kind of family reunion here, and like Alan in particular has been he has been his father's right hand for a while, but didn't have his name, and he's been very bitter that Sir Corlys wouldn't give him. All remember that Sir Corlys wouldn't claim them and give him his name, and Alan was really mad about it, and they now it appears that Sir Corlys, okay, they won the battle, but his entire castle and his fleet are destroyed, and he has nothing. He's completely ruined financially, right?
He's like, I have nothing to give you other than my name. And Alan's like, that's better than all the money in the world.
Yeah. So the family's reunited here for a little while. And I love this shot of them. It'll be interesting to see where the Sea Snakes family ends up in all of this. So that was kind of nice to see them together, but not a ton is, going on there. Just that was really nice. Meanwhile, Rhaena is Baela's sister, right?
Yeah.
She is the one. Are they twins?
No.
All right.
Baela's younger.
So Rhaena.
Or not sorry. Rhaena is younger by a couple years.
Rhaena is the one who had been sent to escort the two younger princes, Rhaenyra's two youngest sons. She's supposed to be taking them to Pentos, right? And she bailed out of that and went to the Vale. I couldn't really remember that in the beginning of this.
No, they went to the. No, see that's where the story changed in the book. So she went to there. They all went to Pentos, they all went to the Vale. From the Vale, she was supposed to get on the boat and continue escorting them to Pentos. They left from the Vale to go to Pentos.
Right.
She didn't go. She snuck away and hid, and the boys went, and
she didn't want to go.
She popped back up, and Lady of the Vale was like, "You're an idiot."
Yeah, why did she do that?
Because she didn't want to be a nursemaid to her little cousins.
Yeah. Meanwhile, her sister gets
I'm a big girl. I want to be in the action. I want a dragon.
Yeah, her sister gets to be married and have a dragon and everything.
Betrothed to the crown prince. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her betrothal ended last season when Jace's brother died.
Yeah. So the two sisters were betrothed to the two brothers, right? And so Baela was betrothed to Jace, and Rhaena was betrothed to what's his name?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. So she has hung out. So anyway, this is what she looks like when she comes home from trying to ride Sheepstealer. And the Lady of the Vale is like, you are dead. And Rhaena's like, I know I'm dead. Like when they find out what I did, she's like, it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control Sheepstealer. He didn't know what he was doing. And the lady at the Vale, whose name I don't know, is like, whatever. It was totally predictable, and I want nothing to do with you. Get out of the Vale, right? And Rhaena says, don't you want a dragon? I can protect you with a dragon. I have a dragon. You should help me. And the lady's like, whatever. The Vale is doomed. Get out of here. Just get out of here, right? I don't know where she's going to go or what she's going to do because... Well,
she eventually says, the Vale is a vast place, but I don't ever want to see you again. What she's basically saying is, if you want to stay, you and Sheepstealer want to stay in the Vale, fine, stay in the Vale.
Yeah, she says, I can't control a dragon from, hanging out, living where it wants to live.
Right.
But I don't want to see you again. So she's going to have to, try to live. So
I'm curious to see where the story is going to go because this is all new. Because in the book, Nettles, who is, a bastard of a king, has Targaryen blood. She's the one that tames Sheepstealer and is a lot more important. She's with Daemon a lot. So I don't know where this storyline is even going.
Well, Rhaena is not doing a very good job of taming Sheepstealer. And of course, she only tamed him for 5 minutes when she decides to fly him into battle.
And barely that. because he burned everybody, not just the bad guys.
She was a completely. She only had been riding him for about 5 minutes when she decides to go help, and she.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks a little older, but I imagine she's supposed to be pretty young.
I think she's like 13 or 14, maybe.
Yeah. Throughout the episode, people back at like, back in Rhaenyra's, kind of a good shot of Rhaenyra here. People back in Rhaenyra's camp are like, there was another dragon there. Somebody was riding it. Like, and Daemon's like, what? A wild dragon? They can't be tamed. And they're like, no, I'm telling you, somebody was riding on. I think Bela is like, somebody was riding on that dragon. But I guess that she didn't get close enough to recognize her own sister.
Yeah, no. Well, no, the only one that realized it was her was Jace.
Yeah.
which is why he pulled off the attack.
Yeah. So I feel like someone's gonna find, like, you can't keep this secret if you're gonna continue to try to tame Sheep Stealer and become like a dragon rider.
So Neo's got a good question. Do you think her punishment would have been that bad if she just went home? She is Daemon's daughter after all. I think ultimately that's what's going to happen. I think once Daemon discovers that it was Rhaena, all's going to be forgiven to a degree.
Especially if she can tame Sheep Stealer, who's really so Vhagar. She's the largest and the oldest of all the dragons, but Sheep Stealer's really big and bigger than like Syrax or Caraxes, right?
Yeah. Sheep Stealer. I'm pretty sure is the second largest dragon, maybe the third, but very,
I mean, that's a good point. She is Daemon's daughter after all, and if she just went home and was like, I mean, what she should have done.
I understand why she didn't, because she's like 12 or 13, and scared out of her mind.
Do you guys remember how many times when you were 12 or 13 and you did something that wasn't as bad as burning the fleet? And you were like,
exactly.
And you really thought like your mom and dad were actually going to kill you when you got home.
Yes,
right? You're like, my mom and dad will never speak to me again. I'm, So I imagine
it's funny. It's funny. Stupid logic is so much more acceptable when it's by a child.
Yeah.
Unless it's Ethan.
I mean, we'll see where this goes. I imagine she's going to tame Sheep Stealer and come back into the fold of the family because they're going to need this dragon.
Yeah.
Or maybe it can be. So Sheep Stealer has already, he hasn't. So Jace's dragon was killed by the whatever they're called. The triarchy. That's 2 dragons down now, right? Aegon's dragon was killed, whose name is, I forget. 2 dragons are killed now, so far.
No, Sunfire isn't dead.
Sunfire's just severely wounded.
Yes.
Sunfire is Aegon's dragon.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see where that goes.
Like I said, all new territory for me too. So I don't know.
Before we get back to King's Landing, we have a comment. Is it a?
I think Kelly's saying 3 dead dragons.
3 dead dragons now. Thank you.
Yeah,
Kelly.
and all on Rhaena and all on Rhaenyra's side. So,
but what do the Greens have besides Vhagar? They have Vhagar, Sunfire. Sunfire is severely wounded. They have Vhagar, Sunfire.
I don't know the name of Helena's dragon.
Oh yeah, but she won't fly it into battle anyway.
No. She's a little flower child.
She is. So before
but Rhaenyra, they've lost Varamax, her other son's name, I'm blanking on his dragon, and her grandmother's dragon, whose name I can't think of either. It's similar to her name.
Oh yeah, Rhaenys was killed with her dragon.
Dreamfire.
Dreamfire
is dead.
Vermax was killed with what's his name?
Jace,
and the other son's dragon was killed. So yeah. All right, before we get back to King's Landing, let's talk about like the comic relief element of the show this week, which is these 2, Lord Larys and Aegon, traveling undercover in a.
This is like a buddy comedy. These 2.
They're in a cart, which is a raven cart, right? This is how you transport the ravens.
Yeah.
And they're being basically held. They've been captured, right? They're bickering like an old married couple about like whether it, Sir Laris is like, Lord Laris is like, good thing we got captured. This is a really dangerous situation, and at least we're going in the right direction. And Aegon's like, are you kidding me? Like, this is not good. We need to get away, right?
He goes, I guess you're not in as much pain anymore. He goes, no, I am. Well, you're not complaining as much. It's because I'm not talking to you.
Yeah. I mean, he is. This is from last week. This shot. He is getting off the milk of the poppy, right? Like,
they don't have any.
Well, Laris wouldn't give him any last week anyway when he asked for it. He asked for it last week.
Yeah, he said because they don't have any.
Well, he wanted him to get off it anyway. Like, he wants him. Like, he was like just lying around in bed on milk of the pop. Like, never in Game of Thrones has milk of the poppy ever really been good for anyone. They all get addicted to it, right? I guess it's like giving somebody morphine. So he does seem to be coming around, because when this Tyroshi guy like opens the door, and another comedic moment where Lord Laris is like, I was wrong. I am surprised. I misspoke. I think he says, I am surprised. This whole thing where Aegon like gets a broken arrow and he uses it to stab this, like he stabs this guy to death. I was kind of impressed. I'm like, oh, he's definitely getting off the drugs now. He's able to like spring into action and kill a guy when necessary, right?
Yeah.
So I thought I was kind of that was kind of I don't know, a step in the right direction, that he's able to kill someone. And so now they're back on the road and they don't agree where to go. And Aegon insists. So Laris wanted to go to Dragonstone and present themselves to Rhaenyra.
No, that's what the choice was when they were captured.
Right. They're being taken to Dragonstone. But Laris kind of got them captured. He's like, at least we're going in the right direction.
He was being an ass.
Well, he was going to deal, but also Laris says, like, at least now we're going in the right direction and we have a ride. Like, I think Laris is totally confident that when he gets where he wants to go, he'll be able to escape, talk his way out of it, get himself out of it. Like, Laris is a guy that's like, all right, let's make the best of it and I'll figure it out when we get there. He's not, I don't ever got the sense that he was really that worried that they were captured.
Yeah, no, he was planning on talking his way out of it when they got to Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
But now he doesn't have to worry about that.
Well,
but yeah, I forget where Larry's wanted to go, but
I think he has to worry about it, because where he wanted to go is probably a better idea than where Aegon wants to go.
Oh, absolutely,
and
absolutely. Because I think where Aegon wants to go probably won't be sympathetic to him by the time they get there.
Well, I mean, his big mistake, I think, is when he says, let's go to such and such a place. Sir Criston will have like troops there and they'll be loyal to me. And I felt like, oh, anytime you get involved with Sir Criston, that is just not a good idea. Right? Like, Sir Criston is the worst. Has been the worst since season 1. And but, he's got to do what Aegon says, right? So they're on their way. I'm trying to look up and see where they went, but I can't. I don't know. I don't know where they're going. I have a terrible recap.
Yeah, Aegon wants to go to Rook's Rest.
I don't even know where that is. I don't even know what that is.
It's somewhere in Westeros.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like a main place that we know from like Game of Thrones or other things, right? It's just not a place that we know.
No, it's been mentioned quite a few times.
What is it? Do you remember what it is?
I just don't remember where it is.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah. So anyway, they're back on the road on this buddy comedy. I guess they're gonna turn up somewhere. I mean, he on the green side, he's the king, right? I mean, he's the.
Well, no, he's not. I mean, it's complicated because he abdicated by running.
But
Daemon's not, or Aemon is not wrong.
No, I don't think he abdicated by running. I think they're just like, he ran. Let's say he abdicated. Like, just because the king's not around for 3 days doesn't mean he
I mean, sure.
Right?
I mean, technically, Helena's in charge right now.
Yeah. Helena's the queen, really, but they don't really, she's not. I mean, I feel like they, like Aemon took the opportunity to be named.
She's queen enough to do her mother's bidding.
Well, that's why Aemon is named the king regent. He's not the king. He's her regent, right? I mean, I don't really think that Aegon abdicated. I think
no, he didn't say the words, but
right. They're just saying he abdicated because it's politically expedient for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's going to turn up. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I could see, like, his family has been so bad to him. Like, could he turn and align himself with Rhaenyra? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, he never was suited to be. He's like Helena, not really suited to be. None of Alicent's children are temperamentally suited to rule.
No. No, Aegon is too egotistical. Aemon is too cocky.
And
Helena wants no part of it.
Helena wants no part of it. Aemon is beyond cocky. He's completely psychotic. I think he's
psychotic. You're right.
And Aegon is like, he is too egotistical, and also he's not that bright and not that good, right?
No,
he overestimates his own abilities, right? He's kind of
I mean, what got him hurt in the first place was his ego. I'm the king. I should be there. No, you just ruined our plan, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Tried to kill him.
April May says Aemon is self-serving. It's a technicality. The talking about the abdication. Yeah. Aemon is self-serving. It's a technicality. Helena is in charge, as is Hand of the King. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't forget about the hand.
I forgot about the hand. But because she's just a girl and a flower child at that, they just sort of like run roughshod over her and like whatever. Oh, that's just Helena. Ignore her.
Yeah, she doesn't care to do anything anyway.
No, she's not interested. We've kind of have not touched on this season the part where she like has visions, right? Or feelings, not visions, but she's got some sort of like
that hasn't really happened yet this season.
Bit of a supernatural whatnot about her. So I guess we're going to see these two schlepping their way across Westeros for another episode or two until they get wherever they're trying to go and see what happens. I mean, it's possible that Aegon and Aemon could both mount claims against Rhaenyra and see what happens. Like Rhaenyra has, I'm not sure, she doesn't really have an army inside King's Landing yet. So how long can she hold it? I don't know.
Well, the red cloaks are the gold cloaks are already loyal to her, so that's a start.
Yeah, but that's like 100 guys. So back at King's Landing.
Don't forget, Daemon has his army. They're marching. They're on their way to King's Landing.
They're on their way. They are not there yet. They are on their way. She has no army right now.
No, she doesn't. But there is no other. Aemon doesn't have an army either. His army's with him in Harrenhal.
Yeah, there's the only, I mean, they like, that's what I'm saying. They got to hold King's Landing until their armies arrive.
But that's what I'm saying. Hold it from what?
From the people of King's Landing being like, get the fuck out of here. You're not our queen. There could be an uprising. There could be armed people. There could be, we don't know where is Aemon's army? He's got armies, right?
Aemon's army is in Harrenhal.
Aemon flew there on his dragon. He did not take an army there.
His army isn't at Harrenhal. They're outside of Harrenhal.
Are they? I didn't see. I haven't seen.
Remember right before he gets to Harrenhal, you see him fly over, and you see Fucknut there. Look a dragon.
Oh, Sir Kristen says, "Oh, it's flying overhead." Sir Kristen's like, "Oh, look at that! Look at Vhagar. We better march to Harrenhal." Yeah. They're not in Harrenhal either. They're not in Harrenhal. If they're going to Harrenhal, they're going in the wrong direction because they need to be going to King's Landing. Like, there's no like. it's not clear that she can hold. I'm sorry, you might think it's clear that she can hold King's Landing. I do not think it's clear that she can hold King's Landing just because she put her cute little butt in that chair right now.
Well, my point is, that's what I'm saying though. I don't see the people uprising.
Why not?
When has that ever worked out well?
It doesn't mean that they might not. Like, just because she went and asserted herself doesn't mean that, like, okay, she did send a lot of food there to try to win their hearts and minds, but, like, you think she's 100% secure and she's good now and the story's over and she's got King's Landing, boom, she's got the throne? I don't think so. I don't think that's
no. I didn't say that.
I think she's got to try to hold it down until Aemon's coming for her. Aegon might come for her also.
Aegon's walking right now. I don't think Aegon's coming for anything.
He's the rightful. If you're on the side of the Greens, he's the rightful holder of he's the rightful heir. He's the rightful king, and plenty of people think that.
Yeah, but my point is, he's not there. He's nowhere near Landing.
But he could get there. We've seen people walk across Westeros in like a week on these shows.
Fair enough.
His dragon is also not dead. Yes, Kelly, that's the main thing. I think people would be afraid she'd turn her dragon on them, but that would be a very Daenerys kind of move to burn your own people, right? Like, you want to rule these people, and like
they're not your people if they're attacking you.
I think burning up the people with a dragon is not a way to win the rest of the populace over to your side. It's a way to cow them down and subjugate them. It's not a way to win them and to rule them.
No.
And I don't think Rhaenyra has the stomach for it, but maybe they don't know that. They just see her as the Dragon Queen.
She barely had the stomach to take Lord Hightower's head.
Well, we're getting to that. She really didn't have the stomach to do that, AJ. I mean, she cried all through it. I don't think she had, Anyway, so they fly into King's Landing in this awesome shot. They arrive. Matt Smith does an excellent job of like stomping and strutting around like he owns the place in every scene. He's actually, I gotta say, when I knew Matt Smith was in this, I'd seen him in Broadchurch. I'd seen him, of course, in Doctor Who. I don't know that I really saw him in this role until I saw him in this role.
Well, I mean, it's very different than being the Doctor.
Well, I saw him in Broadchurch, right? Was he in Broadchurch? No, I saw him in what else? That was the other guy.
That was David Tennant. Was in
what else have I seen Matt Smith? I mean, I've seen Matt Smith do serious roles besides the Doctor, right?
Yeah.
Matt Smith had been in a bunch of other stuff, and I'd seen him be a serious actor before, but I don't know that I really saw him in this until he was in this. And I think he's doing a pretty good job in this. I don't know. Do you like him in it? Do you like him in this role?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he's doing a great job as Daemon.
Yeah, I like him too. In this, I think he's pretty. I mean, Daemon is a pretty messed up guy, and he's pretty. I mean, I guess I'd seen him. He was pretty good in The Crown. That's where I saw him, in The Crown. And he's done some other stuff. Anyway, it's pretty lucky what happens with the yellow cloaks, huh? With the white cloaks, the City Watch. City Watch?
Yeah. Yeah, they're gold cloaks.
Oh, the King's Guard is the white cloaks. The City Watch are the gold cloaks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're still loyal. I mean, he created the City Watch, right?
A lot of the guys that are on it, the main, the leader of the City Watch, Daemon.
Yeah, but Daemon founded it, if I recall correctly, right?
He might have.
I think Daemon founded it. So anybody who's been around a long time, Daemon put them on it, and they're still loyal to him. So that's really helpful. Rhaenyra and Daemon waltz right in there, and Alicent has kept her word. She's told the guards to not fight them. She rolls right in there.
Not that everybody listened, but
no, we get to see some good fighting. Daemon gets to kill a lot of people. Rhaenyra never has to raise her sword, which was kind of. I was hoping to see her. We know she's trained and she can fight, right? We know the Targaryen women are trained and raised differently than most of the ladies, or at least the royal Targaryens, right? I was kind of hoping to see her raise a sword.
I really was too.
Yeah.
But I don't think that final scene plays out as well if she's side by side with Damon taking people out.
Yeah. So here's what you're getting at. Damon Damon is gonna kill the maester, right? He can't Aemon's not there. Can't cut his head off.
Yeah, he's got to go down the list of the council to who to kill.
Where's Aegon? What? He's not here. Where's Aemond? What? He's not here either. All right, we'll kill the maester. And the maester he's like, sure, you can kill me, but guess who's still hanging around here? So first, Jasper Wilde, who, by the way, how about Jasper Wilde in this episode? He tried.
Speaking about a ballsy move.
Yeah, he tried to rape Allison, right?
Yeah.
What was that? I mean, he's kind of a jerk, but I never really saw that coming before this episode, right?
Well, because he thinks he's going to get away with it now because he knows what she's up to, so he can have her put, locked up. If he had gotten away with raping her and then called the guards in to lock her up, they would have. She was like, he raped me. He would have been like, oh, she'll say anything to get at. You know what I mean? The fact that the maester showed up when he did, that was good.
Yeah. I mean, he knew she'd been sneaking around. Do you think he knew that she was like, let Rhaenyra come in here?
Well, he knew. I don't think he knew that, but he knew that she secretly went to the city guard.
Yeah. Yeah. So he makes his move. He tries to rape in a very he's very nasty and horrible. So and Damon is all too happy because this guy's been a thorn in their side since season 1, right? This guy is one of the people who betrayed Rhaenyra and went with the Greens when the time came. And but it gets better because AJ, as you called it, as you alluded to, guess who else is in a secret cell down there?
You know what's funny? I forgot about him.
I did too. I totally forgot about him.
I was like, who the hell is it? I was like, who is Damon laughing at that they just showed? I'm like, what the fuck? And then when they brought Hightower in, I was like, oh my God, I forgot he was down there.
I did too. I actually, as I was watching, I was like, wait.
You know what? April May has a good point. If he'd gotten away with raping her, he would have killed her afterwards.
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah, and then had some story, right?
But yes, it was not a good day. It was not a good week for Rhys Ifans. He gets put in a gulag in Star City and loses his head on House of Dragons.
Yeah, he basically died on both of his shows. I actually, when I first saw him, I was like, wait, did I know he was in prison? And I had to turn my memory back to remember what happened to him, right?
Well, it's been what, almost 2 years since the last season?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and we saw him it looked like I don't know, we knew he was in jail. We just saw him get kidnapped, right? He's sent away from King's Landing and he gets kidnapped on the road, right? Aegon fires him as Hand of the King, and on his way back to his ancestral home, his normal house, wherever the Hightower seat is, right? And somebody grabs him while he's on the road, and we see him behind. I think we see him, but we don't know who's got him. So it turns out that Lord Larys grabbed him. I think, right?
It was Larys that locked him up.
Yeah, Larys grabbed him and had him. I don't think anybody knew he was down there, except for this one jailkeeper, right?
Except for the jailkeeper and Larys.
Yeah, and so he's got this ace in the hole here, where he now he, Lord Larys, he's kind of playing both sides. Now he's presented this awesome gift to Damon, right, which might win him a little bit of
win him some favor. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also forgot how much I hated what a jerk Otto Hightower was and how much I hated him until he had reappeared on the screen, and then it all came back to me, right?
Yep.
How did you like the beheading?
Well, the first rule of beheadings: don't close your eyes when you swing, because that's why she ended up missing his neck and hitting him in the back.
I mean, so April May, thank you. She captured him, had him captured on the road to High Garden.
Yeah, that's where High Stars are from.
Laris was in love with Emma Aaron in show as well. She died with Laris's Firefly ring on. Viserys keeps it and kisses it later. Aaron,
But the good news is,
Aaron, yes, Aaron is from the Vale. The Aarons are from the Vale, right? Laris is in love with Emma Aaron, right? She hacked him right in the back. So like Baelish with Sansa, Laris is in love with Rhaenyra. Interesting. That's where he was in love with Emma Aaron, and now he's in love with, and then he fell in love with Rhaenyra. So his goal maybe is to end up closer to her. And it's playing out that Laris is helping Rhaenyra. That's going to be a shock to poor little Aegon, isn't it?
The good news is the second swing takes care of business.
Yeah. He didn't want her. He didn't want her hacking his head off, and that's kind of what happened. It is. He said when
she did get one swipe once she actually hit his neck.
Yeah, but I'm sure that wasn't. I mean, it took her twice. She hacked him, and then
Well, yeah, because she missed. She hit his back.
I mean, he says like Daemon's like, you got to do it. You got to do it. This is how you become the queen. And she's like, I don't think I can do it. And when she said it, I thought she meant like, I don't think like emotionally I can handle this, but she meant like, I don't think physically I'm capable of chopping this guy's head off.
But she was.
Well, she kind of wasn't. Like she doesn't it's kind of a rule that when you chop a guy's head off, you do it with one swing to be humane.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If she hadn't closed her eyes, she could have done it.
Maybe. I don't know, AJ.
She hit him in the back.
If you want to assert that, fine.
Karen, I'm not asserting anything. She hit him in the back. She missed his neck.
She hit him somewhere, and then she gets it on the second stroke. It's not like it was a love tap and it didn't hurt him and it was fine. It was a horrible thing.
That's what I'm saying, though. She closed her eyes.
It's horrible and it's clumsy and it doesn't it's not a good look for her to have done this, to have not been able to do this properly. She should have had Daemon do it. Daemon insists on
Daemon couldn't do it.
If she told Daemon to do it, he could do. I get
he would have done it. He would have done it. But you want to talk about bad look? You want to be the queen, and you can't even chop the guy's head off.
You know what? It's a little. We've never seen a queen chop someone's head off before. It's a little unseemly for the. I don't know.
No, because Dany just burned everybody.
Whatever, AJ. I don't agree with you. Okay, I don't agree with you. April says, I don't really think killing Otto was the right choice. Very interesting statement there, huh? So you think putting him back in those cells maybe was the right choice? I mean, we're going to see if it was the right choice because we're going to see how Allison reacts. That's not what Allison expected was going to happen, right?
Well, nothing played out exactly how she planned.
Yeah. I mean, April also says, why not Daemon kill Otto? I swear there's some reason why Daemon had to seduce her into it. I mean, Daemon pushes her into it. She doesn't want to do it. She thinks she's physically not capable of it. She's got to lift that good old Valyrian steel. Which is very heavy. And like chopping a guy's head off is not like an easy thing to do, right?
It is.
I don't think Daemon can kill Otto. Like, interesting. Like, he didn't want to do it, and that's why he pushed her into it. Bill agrees. It's not a good idea for Rhaenyra while taking the throne. April thinks they should have given Otto a trial. Bill thinks it was the right choice, so we're kind of split here. She was going to hand off her son. Oh, yeah. Allison was going to hand off her son. So, like, is she going to be, like, that upset that her father was killed instead of her son? I mean, she really, the plan was that Aemon was going to be there, right? And she was going to let Rhaenyra in, and Rhaenyra would have had Aemon killed. So he's not there, and her father gets killed instead.
You know what was really great though was the next 10 seconds when he walks towards Jasper and Jasper starts talking and he's only gonna get him 2 words out and Damon's just like,
yeah. Damon cuts through everyone else like swiping cobwebs, but Otto, he can't do it, and he hates Otto. Yeah, I mean, these are interesting points that he chose to like push it on Rhaenyra to do it. And he's like, Rhaenyra, this is how you become the queen. He wanted to become. He's become very supportive of her, but like, can you ever really trust Daemon? She doesn't really trust Daemon, right? Like,
no, no, you can't.
Yeah. So she has to walk through. Unfortunately, HBO did not release a photo of the head rolling on the ground, which was kind of an awesome shot.
Yes, Bill simplified it. She has to show strength.
Yeah, she does. Although I feel like the Targaryens get away with a lot by having a dragon. The way they show strength sometimes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The problem is she's fighting other Targaryens, so.
Yeah. So luckily, somebody had time to run into the closet where the Targaryen sigil was in mothballs, and they threw him up there on the wall real quick before Rhaenyra. Like, I mean, it's funny because she chops off Otto's head, and in like, it's not a continuous shot, but immediately she like walks through his blood and walks up and sits on the Iron Throne, and the Targaryen banners are already up there somehow.
You know, I didn't even catch that.
Right? Where did they come from? How did they get up there?
I mean, they would have been up there, just they're actually the right color.
Yeah, they're black. You think maybe they're dark green and it's not looking correct in this?
Maybe. I like your theory.
That they went in the closet, went up. So she sits on the Iron Throne. She looks very uncomfortable, which she should because it's made out of swords. And also she's really, like, she cries all through this. This is like, she cries through like the entire thing, like Jasper being killed, having to kill Otto, and then she walks on the throne and she cries, and I just feel like she's like, oh, I gave my 2 sons for this.
You know what I love is at some point somebody said, all right, this is too many swords. Let's just have the throne. Get rid of all this other crap.
Oh yeah, those are not there in Game of Thrones. The corridor.
No, by then they've gotten rid of all the other swords.
Yeah. So there's one little thing like this would have been a perfect shot to end the episode, but oh no. Allison and Helena had been trying to escape through King's Landing, and they were caught probably because they didn't change their clothes. And I'm like, why are you wearing all your finery with a little cloak over it? Like, they're not going to recognize the queen. Like, so they get captured and they're brought to the throne room, and like, Allison looks pretty shocked to see, like, she's
shocked to see Otto laying dead on the floor.
See her father's chopped off head. Like, I mean, she didn't know that. I think she didn't know her father. Nobody knew her. She didn't know her father was down there in the cells, right?
No, she had no idea. The only one that knew was Larry's.
Right. I guess he's been gone for 2 years. I guess she just assumed he was dead somewhere, right? Turns out he was alive, and Rhaenyra just killed him. So, I feel like Allison, I don't know. Part of me feels like Allison's going to be really mad and go against Rhaenyra, but that was a good point that was made in the chat by I got to scroll back to see if it was April or who made that. She was going to give up her son anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if she's not happy about it, what's she going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. Couple points in the chat, like when Bill said she has to show strength, April was like, Bill, she has a dragon. She doesn't have to do shit. I kind of feel that way also, right? Is Daemon a better uncle than a husband? I don't know. He was the creepy, seductive uncle, right? He was the creepy grooming uncle. Like, he was like, I don't know which he's better at.
I think being an uncle.
You think he was better uncle than a husband?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, looking back at this picture of Emma Darcy sitting on the throne, I'm trying to go back up to this comment here. I have a lot of problems with the chat and that stupid hide comment thing that I can't get rid of. Kelly says, yeah, they are green still because of the gold. The others are black with red. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you.
Sure.
Those are the greens. And April's reminding us that everything we read is from the point of view of the victors always, really, I guess always in history, definitely in this show. We don't get the whole story, and some we don't get directly at all. It's like our history with the Queen of England, Isabella of France, and how she has Hugh Despenser executed and why. I get to read up on that. Okay, don't get tricked into being comfortable with incest. Yes, we watched 2 shows this week that have incest as a major plot point.
Yeah.
So Allison was so put off by Rhaenyra and Daemon, yet she had her son and daughter marry.
Well,
yeah, that's true. She was really
fair.
hard. Yeah.
That was Otto that pushed that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Otto is it was Otto's idea. So this is this could have played as a season finale, I felt like, right? This episode could have been a great season finale. And
yet it's nowhere near the end of the story.
I know it's not. How many more seasons are greenlit for this show?
There's only one more season.
One more season will be the final season?
In 2028.
Really? This is going to end in like 2 weeks and we have to wait 2 more years?
That's every season.
Every season takes 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is we only have 2 episodes left, right? Or 4 episodes left. I forget how many we said there are. This is episode. I don't know. Anyway, there's a few more episodes, and then we have to wait 2 years. But you know why we have to wait 2 years? This is why we wait 2 years. This is why, and this is why, and this is why we wait 2 years.
Yeah, we got 8 episodes. We're not even halfway through.
Okay, great. This is episode 2. Why did I say it was 6? Oh, because it was episode 6 of Star City. It's episode 2. So we have a long way to go, and this felt very Okay, are you reading that comment that April just put in the chat? History is amazing. History is amazing. Isabella sets up a picnic spread and has dude raised on a platform and tied to a ladder. While she ate, he was castrated, disemboweled, and his entrails burned, dismembered, all while alive. And while she ate. His screams were music, and his bee was eating. His screams were music. Wow. History is crazy. Bill says we have to wait for the dragons to be trained. That's why it takes 2 years, because they can't learn their lines very fast. They have to be trained to perform these scenes.
All right. Well, I hope everybody had fun tonight. We had fun too.
We had a good time tonight, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us while we talked about this show. I'm trying to get myself out of this.
So Jamie will be
there. We go.
Thursday night. Jamie's gonna have the watch party for Widow's Bay watch party for Widow's Bay finale, and then they'll do their deep dive, and then we'll be back here. I don't know if she's got anything else going on the rest of the week, but we'll be back.
I think Jamie might do a watch party for Silo on Friday night when it drops.
Oh yeah. She said check Discord. She's gonna figure that out because it comes out Friday night.
Yep.
So check to figure that out, and then come back here Monday for our review of Silo.
Yep.
At 10:30.
We just finished our that other what was that other show we were doing last night? We just finished our From show.
What was that show? What was that other show we talked about?
We just finished our From show. We're gonna do 10:30 on Mondays for Silo. So join us Monday at 10:30. You still have time to catch up on. I'm actually in the middle of rewatching season 2. I keep falling asleep because I keep putting it on at like 11:30 at night. I got to do a daytime rewatch. So I'm rewatching to get myself all just refreshed on it, and join us for that. And then we'll be back. What's next week on this show, Phantom Access? We'll have Silo, House of the Dragon, Star City.
Well, no, we'll have Silos Monday, and then Tuesday is same stuff from tonight.
Lestat, House of the Dragon, Star City.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Bye.